I've been trying to get back to talk some 49ers football all week long. It's been a difficult week. I couldn't get out of obligations and responsibilities that normal adults go through. I couldn't stand it. I got away, though. Yeah, boy, I tell you, man. They can't separate us, fam. No matter what responsibilities I'm supposed to be attending to, they can't wait. When it comes to 49ers football, you and me, fam. Hey, how you been doing? As you know, this is the thing, normally when you can't get a chance to talk to football, you hear about these crazy things. I'm doing what I'm doing, and what? Oh, come on, Raheem, are you serious? Not now. Who is this guy? Tesler. Fam, Raheem Mostert was the 49ers' top running back. We get that. Everybody gets that during the 2019 season. His end-of-the-season stats were well ahead of both Matty B and TC. After signing a 3-year contract going into the 2019 season, it was mainly an appreciating agreement for his contributions on special teams, if anything. Mostert's agent is currently appealing to the Niners front office for an adjustment upon that contract to reflect Mostert's true value to the 49ers offense. We had an agreement, man. You can't just jump up and start crying about, because the 49ers are not a team. They don't need to be pressured. I think that the 49ers, let's go on here. As you know, as I say, Heave the Dream requested that trade away from the 49ers last Wednesday with the lack of progress on a revised contract, cited as the reason why he wants to move elsewhere. Often when you hear these kind of things, you wonder, is it the player actually saying these things, or is it a well-versed lawyer, agent / they're both the same, agent that's doing all that talking and telling his client, sit back, relax, let me handle this for you, and I'm going to get you either out of here, I'm going to either get you a good contract, or I'm going to get you out of here and get someplace where you can get a good contract. There's something else I want to say about that, but let me finish. Raheem's agent, Brett Tester, made a public announcement about the trade request and also spoke to Ian Rappaport of what his client is looking for in a new deal. Raheem signed a 3-year deal ahead of the 2019 season after 2 years, spent largely on special teams, but took on a leading offensive role last season, as you know. But also, who knew he was about to break out and go buck wild? This could happen. This could happen on any Kyle Shanahan team. I can see that right now. Players just come out of nowhere and just start doing miraculous things. He was off the hook. That game against the Green Bay Packers has never been done before, ever in NFL history. What? Really? So Tester said that Mostert has been looking for a salary bump that would bring his compensation in line with Tevin Coleman. TC is set to make $4.55 million in 2020, while Mostert is set to make $2.575 million. But Mostert and Tester both need to realize that we did that because you were a special teams guy and you were a fill-in running back. You weren't the man. So can we wait till after this contract expires? No, they want it now. To be fair, though, TC and Heem need to trade those salaries. I am not a TC fan. I'm just going to tell the truth about it. He bothered me a lot last year. But you just can't do that. So Niners traded Matty B to the Dolphins during this season. So Jed McKinnon and Mrs. Wilson's baby boy joined TC as the other backs on the depth chart. I tell you, my own opinion on this. You know what? Team Big Show. Big Show, thanks for the contribution. Show says, if it came down to $100, I still wouldn't pay Raheem. Shanahan can make an overweight Eddie Lacy. wait. Oh, I can see this better. Eddie Lacy looks like a Pro Bowler. Acquire a draft pick, use it to draft replacement, and let Ahmed and Hasty shine. A lot of us took that hardcore stance. We're going to call it Team Show versus Team Ronbo. You know what? I think he does need. I saw where somebody said he's not asking for a lot of money as much as he is asking for a guaranteed. There's $0 on his guaranteed contract. Now, that's not right. you could guarantee him some. In fact, midway through the season, and I don't know if they're going to settle this arbitration between now and. Oh, by the way, Show, thanks for that contribution. But you're still Team Show tonight for your stance on this position. Give us guaranteed money. There's no need to be that tight about it. I mean, he's getting 3 years. What's he get? $7,000, $8,000? Yeah, well, $8 million. I mean, guarantee him the whole thing. Come on. I mean, the guy alone destroyed the Packers, and he did a good job most of the season. And so he's got some compensation coming. I don't know about rewriting his whole contract. And he is a running back, and there should be some understanding for that. Running backs in Kyle Shanahan's system normally do well as long as they just follow the guidelines of Bobby Turner and Kyle Shanahan, right? But just for perspective, fam, I got to tell you, it's pretty funny. I says, he's got a point as far as running backs that are getting paid more than Raheem. Ezekiel Elliott gets $15 million. That's warranted. And Le'Veon Bell gets $13 million. Of course, there's no argument there. But then as you go down the list and you look at David Johnson, who's getting $13 million, that makes no sense. I think I'd pay Raheem more money than I would Johnson. Now, granted, you can't take Johnson's getting overpaid, way overpaid. Derrick Henry's only getting $10 million. Now, you talk about a guy that's getting underpaid. Derrick Henry is definitely overpaid at $10 million. He is much better than David Johnson just got away. Kenyon Drake, who destroyed us, is getting $8 million. That might be warranted. The man who's been whining that he deserves Ezekiel Elliott money, Melvin Gordon, is getting $8 million. He still thinks he's underpaid, which he is not. Saquon Barkley's still a rookie. He's getting paid $7 million, closer to $8 million. He's underpaid. He will get his probably soon to be the highest paid running back in the league. And there's been a rumor floating around here. 49ers should trade the Jags for Leonard Fournette. Fournette's getting 786-894. Austin Eckler is very good. I like him a lot. He'd fit right into Shanahan's system, too. He's only $6,125,000. But you go down the list, and then you look at Todd Gurley. He's been dropped to 5.5. And Duke Johnson's getting 5.2 of the, I guess you give you the teams in case you don't know these guys, Texans. Let's see. And Giovanni Bernard of the Bengals is getting $5 million. So you see, I understand why he was a little upset. He one hot day does not a summer make, though. Actually, he would have had a great year with that year when he beat the Raiders up. I could see he was going to be something special. But you look at that and you say it's just a flash, maybe. It's just one of those days. No, he is that good. And, here's the thing. You look at the other guys. You say you can take any running back and make him into a star in Shanahan's system. But you know what? Matty B was very good, but he wasn't Heem good. TC is not Heem good. I don't know anybody. It's down through the years. There's been others. Mark Ingram, the Ravens, $5 million. Jordan Howard is getting 4.875. TC's getting 4.2, as I mentioned earlier. James White of the Patriots, $4 million. Latavius Murray is getting 3. So Heem's got a legitimate gripe, but he's a little premature on his asking for it. I think the 49ers would have actually gave him some money next year if he wouldn't have forced this issue. I'm not sure what's going to happen now. I don't see the 49ers trading him, though. They're going to sweet talk him into something. No matter what you think, Heem fits this system like a glove and will make it work better than probably anybody else we've got. Now, I like the new rookies and everything like that. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think that Jerick McKinnon's going to equal Heem because he's going to do some other things that are going to be more of a specialty-oriented thing. I've already seen enough of TC. And they got rid of Matty B. Mrs. Wilson's baby boy, he's not that kind of a runner. Now, he can blast you into the end zone from 5 or 6 yards or 10 yards out. But he's not going to take you all the way down the field with world-class Olympic trials going on against every defensive everybody's trying to stop him. He's got an uncanny ability to take a small hole, almost in the Gale Sayers realm. He can take like Gale already says, give me 6 inches of daylight and I'll show you the end zone. That's almost him. He's got it. I ain't gonna argue with that. So it's Team Ronbo says, give him at least a guaranteed salary. Okay, and Team Show says, don't give him nothing. We're gonna get rid of his butt, and we'll pay somebody else. Anybody can run in this system. He even says Eddie Lacy. Show! Rousseau, what's up? He says, I think between Coleman, McKinnon, Wilson, Ahmed Hasty, we can dominate the run game on Shanahan's scheme. Yeah, because we do run by committee. We're the only team who can put 7 offensive linemen on the field at once. Kittle and Juice. Yeah, another great point for Team Show, actually. Horatio Flores says, don't worry, we have Kyle Shanahan. He can make any player good and any halfback good except for Pettis. Pettis is on his last meal, boy. It's like the Lord's Supper, boy. Pettis, Dante, come on, man. B-Call 54. He was 28 years old, though. Let him get paid elsewhere. We can plug in and play anyone at running back with Shanahan's scheme. A lot of people believe that. I wish I want to see what happens. Corey McGlinty, aloha from Carson, California. He needs to chill with that. George is first in line, bro. Much love. And whatever he's getting is not going to have any reflection or any effect on Kittle. Because, as I say, just give it guaranteed at least. Guarantee him his contract or something. Quest 46, I think Wilson is legit. Let's see, is that I love? Oh, okay. Justin Time, I think Justin, what's up? A double down, he will get paid. No Adams. Adams is another subject for another day because it seems like the 49ers are interested. Anyway, I think Wilson is legit. I love Mostert, but we can't pay more money for running back. Too much money there already. And that's a clear point, too. We got too many running backs. But that's what I'm saying. Tevin Coleman does not need to be the top paid running back in that group, though. I understand the pain in that. Ray Jr. says he can go if he doesn't want to be with the Niners, but he won't do any better anywhere else. And that's a good point, too. And Gohart says, bro, without him carrying the team through the playoffs, Jimmy G would have been throwing picks all day. He always puts LOL, too. Michael Biggs, he is under contract. This is the business. What he needs to do is what a special teams player is paid to do. He was asked to fill in as a running back. But, Michael, he did way more than just a fill-in job as a running back. He made it possible for just total domination. You know what's really funny, though? A lot of Kyle's running backs, after they left Kyle, only Morris, who came back to us, had 1,000 yards with another team. Everybody else, and that's what I'm saying. You have a valid point when you say his production is due to pretty much what Kyle Shanahan's cooking. Maybe, but maybe not. I mean, other coaches are looking at what Shanahan does with them. They might try to duplicate that. But hey, let me put on my ears and go to the phone and check out and see what's going on. D-on!
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
D, man, I'm just sitting there representing Team Ronbo versus Team Show. As you know, I'm a little sympathetic. I feel like at least give him his guaranteed contract. He ain't got no contract guarantees, getting to something. And Show says, I want him out of here now if he can't walk a chalk line here and get in line. You know? So I said, whoa. And a lot of people feel like if he don't like his situation, he could just leave. I said, God, I don't know if that's a little harsh. But D, knowing you as an opinionated man, if I had to bet, I'll bet you on Team Show. Am I right?
Honestly, I'm not. Let me tell you how this works.
All right.
There's several sides to this, and there's advantages on both sides to a very small extent on Raheem, but mostly with the 49ers. First of all, Raheem's under contract for the next 2 years.
That's right.
Yes, it's chump change. Yes, he definitely outperformed that. But when you sign that contract, you sign that as a special teams gunner. You didn't sign that as a starting running back.
Amen.
So do the 49ers have to give you more money?
Nope.
No. Do they have to trade you? No. They don't have to do anything. They can look at you and go, hey, you need to play. And you know what Raheem can't do? He can't hold out. You're not making enough money to do that. You have a wife and 2 kids at home. You really finna look at your 2 boys in the face and tell them I'm not finna feed you because daddy's gonna try to hold out to get more money? And one of them is like a newborn. So you can't do that. You don't have that option. When it's just you can do things like that. When you got a family, you have to think for that. So I'm gonna tell you right now, Raheem ain't holding out. He gonna be at camp, and if they decide to trade him, then they will. If they don't, he'll be there and he will play. And if he performs like he did last year, then yes, he would be more than deserving of such. But for me, if you're telling me that this man only is asking for just money to match TC, I don't see that as a negative, and I don't see it as a problem. I know a lot of people do. I know so many people out there have been getting out of here. We don't want to ride.
No,
but when he was
too
running out,
much.
but look, but when he was running all over the field last season, scoring all the touchdowns, and he single-handedly took out the damn Green Bay Packers. Nobody was saying that last year. So I don't see an issue with the man asking to be paid like a starter if you're going to use him like a starter. With Kyle Shanahan, what I did research was what happens when running backs leave Kyle Shanahan. When he's gone and he's no longer the offensive coordinator. And to be honest with you, they don't. Do you know that when Kyle Shanahan left Atlanta, Tevin Coleman had a better year than when he had under him?
Well,
The numbers
but also,
speak to
what's
it.
his name?
Isaiah Crowell, when he left Cleveland, Isaiah Crowell,
He did a
all
good job.
out.
Morris.
So there's the thing with Kyle Shanahan is he can make something out of nothing with a running back. That's what his specialty is. He can turn that running back from a nobody into a somebody. That is what he can do. That's what when I did my research, that's what I found. He can turn just regular cats into nobody. One of the running backs that did fall off was
that's Bobby Turner too.
Oh, Bobby Turner too. Yeah, Bobby Turner too. But Steve Slayton, that dude's not even in the NFL no more.
Nope.
He was there when Shanahan first started, and then right after Shanahan left, the reason Steve Slayton lost his job was because Arian Foster burst onto the scene, and there was no looking back after that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. For me, Shanahan can make something out of nothing with the running back. Now, the key is if they do trade Raheem Mostert, this does not stop the running back rotation. You know why? Because you still have Tevin Coleman. You still have Jeff Wilson Jr. You still have Jet McKinnon if he can finally get healthy and actually get on the field and play. And then you still have Jermichael Hasty. You still have Salvon Ahmed.
Everybody's curious about them.
There's a variety of different choices. So will we miss him if he's gone? Not necessarily, because Jermichael Hasty could come in and take that spot. But the other thing that you want to think about, Ronbo, is the Players Union doesn't want a preseason at all. So if we have no preseason, then that means we're automatically going to have to cut down to that 53-man roster, which means we're going to have to just look at these draft picks we got, and then these undrafted free agents, and just randomly make decisions on who we think is going to be best. We could miss out on a diamond in the rough because we don't have any way to evaluate them except for college tape. So will Raheem be missed if he's gone? Yes and no. But if they, if they don't trade him by the time training camp starts, he'll show up. He's not going to do that. Him and George Kittle are very smart people. Kittle came out and said, I want to be there because I'm a captain. I want to show my team that football matters to me. We all knew that was going to happen because Kittle loves football. That doesn't matter. And Raheem loves football. Raheem is thinking, and from this point, for the guys out there saying let him go, think about it from a player's perspective and from that man's perspective. He got a family to feed, and he knew he outperformed what he signed up for.
Right.
So blame his agent.
27 years
at the
old.
End of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he ain't finna get paid. Running backs get devalued after 30.
And he got 2 years
they ain't giving you no more money.
God.
If you got 2 years, you're going to be 29 when you're trying to get a new contract. They ain't about to give that man no money. all y'all got to take that into context when y'all say, "Oh, get him out of here. He ain't nothing. Get him." Y'all not.
I know that's too much.
Y'all not looking at it from the broad spectrum.
I don't know if he's nothing. I mean, come on, man. He's guy could run in Kyle's offense better than anybody else. That's why I say I don't know about just throw him in the garbage. So, D, good perspective. We got 3 teams now. Team Show says, like Dion just pointed out, get him out now. And me, I'm sympathetic. At least give him his guaranteed money. TC is not a better running back. And then there's Dion, who points at every last dot that you can get into. So if your argument's solid, that's your team, Dion. Dave, we're out of time. See you Sunday.
Ronbo. All right, I appreciate everything you do, man. Thanks for the show. Thank you for the platform. Continue to be the best at what you do. You got to give me on a one-on-one, man. You got to give me on a one-on-one.
I had a bunch of bodies lined up first, but definitely going to get you before this preseason's over. All right, D.
All right, brother.
Good night, fam.
Good night.
D points out, when he makes an argument, though, he's got he brings all his stuff to court, man. He ain't definitely leaving anything out. Is that Justin sipping on a straw?
Those are Cheetos, man.
Is it Cheetos? Oh, yeah. You're a chips guy. What you eat chips before? Justin!
Hey, what the heck am I going to do in this quarantine, man? Nothing. My gym is closed. I'm working 40 hours. And as soon as I go back to work, they're like, "Oh, you're working back to 40 hours a week." I'm like, "Wait, what? You're lying." They're like, "Nah, you working 40 hours a week again." I'm like, "You lying."
Are you still going to class, too?
Yeah, I don't know about that because, it's all online. And
that's right. That's right. There's no... Yeah, you can still... It's virtual. That's right. Hey, but that still takes some time. You still got to sit still somewhere and keep your eye on the monitor.
I don't like sitting still.
Hey, but Justin, let me get you into this now. Team Show, Team D, Team Me.
Big Show, you were Big Show. You keep taking L's, man. I'm sorry. I respect everyone's opinion, but this guy Big Show wanted Jordan Matthews over Kendrick Bourne last year. And ain't no one ever gonna talk about that, but I remember that argument last year where we were debating Jordan Matthews over Kendrick Bourne. And how'd that turn out? How'd that turn out for everyone? Yeah, okay.
Show. I don't even pick on Show anymore about Kendrick Bourne because he will say anything. He does not like my boy KB. Man.
Oh, he was biased. We were discussed this. It's biased. It's already discussed. But this isn't about Kendrick Bourne, Yeah,
this is about
Raheem
Mostert. Get right into it.
Big Show. All right, I'll explain it to Big Show. I know he's probably listening, so he's probably riled up right now. He's getting ready to respond to me. So I'll put it like Raheem wants $2 million. Why does he want that $2 million? Because ever since the Ravens game, he was the starting running back. He's going to be most likely the starting running back. He wants to get paid the same amount of money as Tevin Coleman, and he is rightfully owed that money because he was the starter at the Super Bowl. He was starting the playoffs, and he had a breakout. The last time we had a breakout running game like that was Kaepernick versus Green Bay. That's the last time we ran over someone like that. Raheem did that, and the 49ers do need to pay him because he did prove that he could do it he could not do it by. I'm not saying he could do it by himself, but he can be that running back that you really want. Like, hey, just give it to him on third down. Remember first touchdown against Green Bay in the NFC Championship? It was 3rd down and 7. We were at I don't even know where we're at. I thought they were going for a pass. They give it to Raheem. Raheem turns a 7-yard first down into a touchdown. That was the first touchdown. We go up 7-0.
Yeah.
That's the kind of player Raheem can be. Raheem can, and that Ravens game, the reason that game was so close is because they're partly Raheem. And the Saints game, Raheem is largely that trick play to Emmanuel Sanders. Raheem kind of controlled that game and allowed us to crawled back in the game. While Raheem Mostert, we probably lose that game against the Ravens without that trick play. So, the Saints. But Raheem does deserve that $2 million. He does, and on this multiplayer trade where we trade Mostert and Adams, I did say on Twitter, I proposed it. Le'Veon Bell just came out and said that it's not going to happen because he just wants to get paid, and the Jets have reiterated that they want to make him a Jet for life. So Frank Gore ain't coming back here, folks. It's kind of sad to say, but he ain't. And this a Jamal Adams trade is not going to happen. I feel like Jamal Adams is going to that situation is going to get worked out. This Raheem Mostert thing is going to get worked out. We're all going to be happy. We're going to be happy campers, and this running back group better watch out for 2020, man, because we're loaded and niggers essentially with this running back crew.
That's true. So you and me are the same team. Give him something. Don't just say shut up and be to work by Monday. But that's I don't know. He deserves more than that.
That's not the way you do. That's not. I understand. I understand where the 49ers are coming from though, because they have him for 3 more years. They were like, why? If you're a GM, a manager of a team, and a player comes to you and say, I want to get paid this much money, but you got me in contract for 3 more years. More than likely, you're going to say, hell no, because I got you in contract for 3 more years. I'm not just going to let you come over here because you have 1 good year and come here and demand $2 million. I do see that point of view. But the point is, I feel like Raheem can with how we – because this O-line is going to get better. This O-line has the best – last year was the best O-line.
This year it's just going to be obscene. I mean, you've got Trent Williams on one side. You got rid of Person. Oh, and in the beginning of the season, you're going to have Weston Richburg. The 49ers are going to do anything they want to do, both running and passing. Oh, it's going to be good. So, but with that said, from what you said, Raheem's going to get some huge runs. So he's
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm for that pay Raheem. He's gonna get paid. Everybody, it may not happen today. It may not happen next week. It may happen before August. It may happen because
I think so.
The way contracts work out.
Yeah.
So
just want to pull up there.
I'm just gonna finish up with saying that Jamal Adams ain't coming. Everybody, you need to stop ordering that custom jerseys for Jamal Adams. He ain't coming. There's only 133 that's Roger Craig. Okay, and he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. So,
all right, Justin. We'll be back Sunday, and maybe we'll discuss Adams since it's been rumored the 49ers have been checking in. I didn't think they would. Anyway, see you Sunday.
Yeah, keep safe, everyone, and just in time. Keep subscribing and watching. It helps the run out. So stay safe.
Thanks, fam.
All right, y'all.
Thanks,
Justin. Show lay off Kendrick Bourne.
Good night, Justin. And I said, and there's Show with another drop. Thanks, Show. Joe says also, he says, we have 2 players whom are going to take up quite a bit of cap space next year. Kittle/Williams. He says, you need to save as much money as you can. And that's true. Of course, we don't know what the rollover is going to be as far as the contract and everything. But Show is still, I say, even if I just said, give him guarantee him that entire amount or something. Give him something. Don't just say shut up and get to work. Yeah, hey, David. Hello, David.
Ronbo.
Yo. David, tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're contemplating Raheem Mostert's dilemma, as his agent says he's not happy. So I've said, well, for God's sakes, is 0 guaranteed, buddy? Only can guarantee him something. And then there's Show, Show represents a lot of people by saying, look, if he can't work for what his contract says, he can go right now. I don't see him being that easily replaced. If he leaves, we'll notice. And then there's Dion, who pointed out every last detail. Where are you at on this?
When I saw it, I was just very upset. I mean, this guy, this guy's been on 6 different teams and had 1 good year, and now wants to be a top baller. I can't believe it, Ronbo. I know I saw what the man did on the field. I loved it. To tell you the truth, Ronbo, without Shanahan and the blocking, and the players, he's not doing nothing. I'm sorry. I'm just saying the truth. Without it, he hasn't broke much tackles. He hasn't had much how to get out of situations on his own. Just same thing. Like it's ridiculous. That's what I'm standing on right now.
But David, David, okay, let's make a comparison then. Now, we saw Tevin Coleman out on the field, and we saw Matty B on the field. Did you see anything from them that you thought was any better or worse?
I think they had the same. Obviously, Matty Breida, he had, he's had injuries, and that was the difference. Tevin Coleman had really good games.
How
but
many? How many games did Tevin have that were good games? You see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. That's why I take pause on that, because to say he's no better than the rest of them, maybe not. I mean, getting over 200 yards against the Packers, that wasn't easy. And also carrying us through several games during the season that were mentioned earlier. If we had another back that could have done that, if Coleman could have done that, I don't think Shanahan would have pulled him out of the game. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Let me rephrase it. Okay, what I'm saying is that like the other guy said earlier, I forgot his name. I'm sorry. Yeah, Shanahan can make any running back like really good. I'm not saying Raheem Mostert's not a really good running back. He is a really good running back, but the way Shanahan sets up the plays is just it's amazing, and what makes him a really, really good running back. Because I know he's a good running back, but just with Shanahan, it's just really good. So that's where
that's true. And Shanahan does make life good for a running back if they can do. Devonta Freeman led the league in that first year that Shanahan came, and he was good, but he wasn't that kind of good. And Coleman had a good year with him. Coleman had a good year because Devonta Freeman kind of went down in that last year before he came to us. But when you look at certain backs who are going to do better than others, everybody's going to do well, but I don't know that they're all going to do. If Raheem Mostert carried the ball from beginning to end of the season, I assure you he'd be well over 1,000 yards. So that's why I think maybe it's not quite fair to just say, shut up and work your contract. You've already signed it, and we're not giving you not another dime because we agree. I think it's a little harsh, but that's just me. Especially with what he did last year.
It is a little harsh.
He does need to do it again.
It is a little harsh, but at the same time, that's what. Yeah, is he gonna do it again? Is he gonna put up the same? Is he gonna be better? Because for me, I guess you could say pay him, but
within reason. Even if it's nothing more than guaranteed. He has zero guaranteed money on his contract. Zero. 49ers didn't give him $1 guaranteed money. I said, oh, my God. Is his contract that bad? It is that bad. Well, maybe he should get something. So that's what I'd say. And I'd say, listen, Matt, you know what? Hey, we're going to give you a guarantee. We're going to give you everything on your contract. Guaranteed, okay? And listen, here's your incentive. If you have a good season, we're going to rewrite this contract next year, and we'll talk about what you think you're really worth, or what we think you're worth to us. Don't have to be mean to him. Just do something.
No, they're not. No, they're not going to be mean to him. This is what we think, but they're not. They're going to handle this very professionally, and just say the right things, and try to keep him on board. You know how players have been with this whole thing. Like, you've seen this trend. Oh, you don't want to pay me this money. Okay, well, I won't play. They're going to be crybabies about it and just not play. But
that's right. Dion was right.
Play.
He's not going to do that. He's got a family. He's 28 years old, 27, 28, something like that. He'll be 28 when the season starts, I guess. He cannot afford to take that kind of stance. He's got to get out there and show people what he can do, if for no other reason but to let another team see him play. So he's got to go. He's got to work. So. But Dave, there you go. Okay, so Dave, I'm gonna put you on Team Dion. Dion pointed out you like some of the observations he made. So, all right, Dave. All right, fam. Let's hear from you again soon.
I'll talk to you Sunday.
I'll be here looking for you too.
Yeah, right. I will.
Night, David.
All right. Bye, Ronbo.
Bye. And let's go to Garden State. Bang, bang. And by the way, this is the originator of that slogan. Hey, Mal.
Double bang gold gang. What's good, Ronbo?
Now, I'm in here. I'm taking up Heem's case tonight. I feel bad for him because the man, he did work hard. I didn't know he had not $1 guaranteed money on his contract. And as I said, I thought TC was overpaid last year, and he should have been getting his share, but it doesn't work like that. The
Yep.
contracts are signed before the
Yep.
games are played, and so I'm
Right.
feeling Mostert on this. I think he needs something more. What do you think? Your team show says if you don't hush right now, he can get you stepping already. Mel, where
Yeah.
you at on
Can I
this?
say something, Ronbo? Can I say something, my bro?
Please.
I'm putting together a quiz right now. Just a series of questions, football-related questions, NFL-related questions. I'm going to ask you to put that on your platform, and they have to fill out this questionnaire. And if they do not pass, they are not allowed to come on here with opinions about anything. Because people are coming on here that don't know football, and it's like it is mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing. There's no way to say that you can plug Eddie Lacy into the system and he would come on, Big Show. I love you, bro. Big Show, I love you. And a lot of your opinions I agree with, but come on, bro.
Eddie
Come on,
Lacy
man.
was a little bit.
No.
That's a stretch. Yeah.
Raheem Mostert is different. He's different. There's no way to watch those football games and say that anybody can be plugged in and do what he did. There's no way to do that. You can't. That's just not, come on, man. Come on. No. Raheem Mostert is different. He's different, bro. He's better than Coleman. How many times in this season, past seasons, whatever, how many times has our offense not been really doing what they could do or running the ball with the other guys? The other guys can't find holes. We're stuck with losses or 2 and 3 yard gains, and this guy comes in and just explodes. He finds creases, and I don't know, man. There's no way to watch it and not be able to see the difference. Now, this is my problem. If what I've been hearing so far, because I haven't been really keeping up with it, I'm working 60 hours a week. But my problem is if his whole thing is he's making a public spectacle and trying to make demands, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Because first of all, it's poor timing. You see what's going on right now, my bro. There's questions as far as how the season is going to go. What are they going to do as far as capital if they're not allowing fans in the game? You got Kittle's contract situation. You don't want to do that. And then secondly, what I love about John and Kyle the most is they've been very private. We don't handle matters like these publicly. You see the whole situation with Joe Staley. You see the whole situation with certain injuries that our guys have. We try to keep everything in house. So Raheem
don't be hanging that laundry out.
his right. So if Raheem and or his agent are trying to make a public spectacle, I don't like that at all, because the question is, yes, did you outperform your contract? You sure did. But did you give any money back when you broke your arm the other year and didn't play the rest of the season? Did you give money back to us whenever you got injured and didn't finish the season? So it has to work both ways if you're going to come in here making demands. But I say the dude's not asking for that much money, man. Pay the man. But you got to have a conversation with him and his agent. Look, this is not how we do business, bro. Raheem, we appreciate you. We want you to know that. And that's what I was saying about the whole Kittle situation. It's all about appreciation. While we do have to show Raheem Mostert some appreciation, Raheem, you got to appreciate the Niners, bro. We gave you a shot after 6 other teams kicked you out of their doors, bro.
Great point.
You understand?
Kept him right there. Already had too many running backs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We put you on this team as a special teams player. We didn't bring you on as a running back. We signed you as a special teams player, bro, when other teams kicked you out of the door. And there were other guys that we could have had that could have played special teams and other positions that we knew at the time could have been successful at other positions. We chose you because of your work ethic, because of the things you dealt with, the things that you put in. So let's all just appreciate each other.
No, that's a good point, too. I like it. If 49ers claim to be a family atmosphere like they try to promote all the time, why would you go public with something you could have came to the office and talked with us about? There's no need to put us on blast. So now every team, you got Pittsburgh Steelers fans, man, we're going to trade for your boy Mostert, man. Man, you ain't going to trade for Mostert, man. Because first of all, Mostert ain't trade. He's got 2 more years left in that contract. So this conversation's over.
Right.
Boy,
Right. And that adds another dimension that could hinder you from getting paid too, because now it's like, Raheem, we love and appreciate you. We'd have given you the money, bro. We would have guaranteed your money. But now we can't do that just on the strength of, we don't want to set this precedent that all you have to do is make a public spectacle and we're going to run to you with a bag of money, with a check.
Right. See? Don't do that.
You're setting a bad precedent. You could be shooting yourself in the foot with that.
I thought we were supposed to be family here, man. The family ain't Ian Rappaport. Come on, man. So yeah,
Right.
that's a great point. Don't start screaming and yelling. Just pick up your phone, put your phone on. Just hit. I know you got me on speed dial.
Right.
Push the button. Let's talk.
Right.
You're doing that. You're right.
And
You're
also
right.
that also adds another dimension to what we were discussing the other day about Tevin Coleman and why he was the starter. That could have been another reason right there. That could have been
Boy.
another reason right there. So
Good stuff, Mel. We gotta go. And Mel, 60 hours a week, but
Yes,
you are
sir.
killing people, man. You're making everybody else look bad. That's hard working.
yeah, man. Ronbo, sleep is for rich people, man. Sleep is for rich people. I don't do it.
It's slightly overrated.
I'm a machine.
You go.
It is.
You go,
I'm a
Mel.
machine out here.
You're looking
All right,
good, man.
Ronbo.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'll look for you Sunday then.
sir.
All right. Have a good night.
No doubt, I'll be here. All right,
Yeah.
John.
There he is. Mel bringing the heat. Another excellent point. Alex! Oh, Alex. Me and Alex been talking about this on Twitter. And I was telling Alex, Alex, have you noticed? Meanwhile, back in Santa Clara, they hear nothing but shh. Alex! How do you feeling
what's
on this,
up, man?
Alex? It's crazy, man.
Oh man, I'm just chilling, man. It's not really nowhere to me. You know, John and Kyle understand the importance of Raheem, and Raheem understands, you know, what he brings to the table. So I think there's going to be a meeting eventually where mutual respect comes into play.
Which is real
You know, I think
necessary.
Raheem wants to be. I think Raheem demanding a trade is more of a demand for renegotiation or a restructure, rather than actually wanting to leave. You know, and I think, you know, as you said earlier, Raheem Mostert is that dude. He's that dude without a doubt. He's that guy that's gonna, you know, hopefully be a part of our future where, you know, there's lots of success. For the team and for him, because if, you know, the team's is going to have success, he's going to be a part of it. He's a beast. And he just made it look so easy against good teams last year. That's what
Alex,
what I
the
liked
point.
watching from him.
Alex, amplify that point. See, this is what I'm talking about. People see what Raheem does, and they confuse that with it being easy because he makes it look easy. If it was that easy, Tevin and Matty B would still be in Santa Clara. It's not as easy as he makes it look. He is that good. Granted, it's Shanahan's system, but make no mistake, everybody can't look like that. Go ahead. Good point.
Exactly, man. Like the efficiency that Raheem Mostert uses within his runs, man, is incredible. He's never a step out of control. He's always moving forward. And in a way, it's much like Derrick Henry with his most positive trait is once he gets moving forward, good things happen.
Yes.
And Raheem Mostert is not 250 pounds, 260 pounds. You know, he is rock solid for the size that he is. And the thing is, you know, what we learned last year, let's talk about the differences between all the running backs. Tevin Coleman and Matt Breida had good individual games, 100%, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But they were hurt a lot. And the thing about availability in the NFL is if you can have talent, production, and you're available, man, that's priceless. That's the reason why, you know, the greatest players of all time exist is because they were able to play, you know, game in, game out, year in, year out, and they lasted.
Jerry Rice.
You know, and I would like to, you know, we can look back in time and, you know, we were lucky to have Frank Gore, but we also had a lot of running backs in between, like his backups and, you know, our different package guys. They didn't last.
Laid
With
up
Michael
all
James,
the time.
you know,
Gone.
Kendall Hunter, I thought was going to be the dude to, you know, to have a lasting career with us, but
Boy, he
it
was
just
good.
didn't work out. And he was amazing, man. He was fun to watch. And, you know, we've gone through a lot of running backs. So, you know, we want to find that Frank Gore. Granted, it's a different type of running back. Well, it's a different type of system. You know, it is what it is. And, you know, within the system, we want to see Raheem do good and do great, really, because we watched Tevin Coleman, like we said, and Matt Breida have good games, but it felt too much like a flash in the pan too often because the moment that Shanahan would give them both the keys, they weren't showing up.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the thing is when Raheem was in there and they were both, playing a spot role, it actually made them better because it seemed like maybe the pressure or the load was just not their job. That was just not their job, and that's all right. That's why we're gonna be bringing him back, man, Raheem, because he's gonna be that consistent workhorse that we need. And it's just we don't want to have too many interchanging parts. We want to have people that are here for a few years for continuity.
Ooh,
We don't want to have to
another
go
excellent
through.
point, Alex.
Yeah,
Bringing in another running back, Raheem knows what he's doing. The offensive line knows what Raheem's doing. You don't want to break up those kind of things because Raheem's probably going to be
without a
better
doubt.
this year than he was last year, if anybody can imagine that. See, that's I don't want to see
Exactly.
that leave.
I mean, the only thing I heard you talk about earlier, but it's not that I want to say concerned, but there is concern. Weston Richburg has had two, I would consider major injuries. The patellar tendon for sure is major.
Every year.
But, we did watch him struggle his first year there, but it came out that he was fighting some leg injuries. And the thing is, man, if you're that hurt where it's going to show some suffering effects in your play, we don't want you out there. We want you to be healthy, man. Yeah. There's no medal out there for you making it through 7 games, man. We need you there for 19, 20, or 19.
And these guys get praises for playing while they're hurt.
Yeah.
What? He's not helping though. So
Oh, man. I mean, I love Weston Richburg, what he did last year when he was playing, and I think that's a huge part of the success of the run game and pass game. And I'm glad we also locked up Garland. But the thing is we can't sit here. We need a good year out of our O-line. We cannot have those injuries like we had last year. As great as we made it without them, in the moments in the end, in the Super Bowl, let's remember, we needed some really smart, heady guys in there to get Chris Jones hands down, man.
Hey, Alex, that's one thing I do blame on Kyle Shanahan. I mean, fortitude's one thing. I appreciate Mike Person being out there in pain, but damn it, Kyle, you've got Brunskill. Let him play. I mean,
that dude was balling, man. At any position they could have put him at quarterback, he probably would have had a game.
It's too late, Alex. We lost the Super Bowl, and as I said, that dude got breached on every play in the fourth quarter. Every play, he was useless. Instead of Kyle said, "Hey, I think you've had a day. Let's go ahead and call it, and I'm gonna get Matty in there now, and you'll still get the ring." Alex, we got to pull up, man. Let me see you Sunday.
Yes,
all right?
sir. Absolutely,
all right,
man. I'll see you, bro.
Good night. Good night.
Hold on.
Yeah, I can't. Kyle, sometimes he's so brilliant, but you can trust your players, but know when they've had enough. They've had enough. Let him sit. He'll be fine. He'll understand. It's for the team's sake. Hey, Rick.
What's good, sir?
Oh, Rick, man, we're sitting up here trying to understand why first of all, so many good points been brought out tonight. If Mostert wanted to be paid or compensated further beyond his contract, just come to the office. Don't sick your dog on us. Tessa went out there and talked to everybody in the media. So now the 49ers' whole organization is being shouted on. And then the 49ers at the same time, as you recognize how good a work he did, come back to him and say, listen, you've got another year in your contract, but what we're going to do is we didn't give you any guaranteed money. Let's guarantee the full amount. How will that work until next year? And then let's revisit that because you know what situation we're in right now. We got a lot of people we still need to pay. We don't know if we're going to have people watching the games this year. There's a lot of things we need to consider. I think most players would actually be able to sympathize with that and say, coaches, it's cool. Let's do it. There's no need for this arguing and fighting and getting nasty. I hate that.
Exactly.
What are you thinking?
I see it from both sides. I mean, because number one, I do see the fact that Raheem Mostert was like, look, I pretty much was more of like a special teams gunner, whatever, ace or whatever. But now, because of circumstances, I've been thrust into the limelight and I perform well. The 4 touchdowns, and all this other stuff, and he pretty much became our real bell cow. And as well as the 49ers, like, well, we paid you according to one role. But I think, to me, I think the issue really falls on Raheem Mostert's agent, because like you said before, he doesn't have any guarantees. And the thing about it is, I hate the fact that because of, we've been having all these good vibes and pretty much you haven't heard too much discourse or anything coming out of the locker room, and we've been just been a tight-knit family. And I hate that right now, and I think it's more of the case of the agent realizing, hey, I didn't do the best deal for my client. But like you said before, there's a way to handle those things in-house. Just go ahead. Let's go and talk. And because once you get it out in the public, and you got all these opinions and everything else, and if you look at it, a lot of times the deals have not gone favorably for the running backs, whether it was Le'Veon Bell holding out for a minute and he didn't get the amount of money he thought he was going to get, or even Melvin Gordon, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's like, okay, do we understand? And I'm of the mindset, I like Mostert, and I want him to start. But just tell his agent, and matter of fact, if you don't like what the agent's doing, you can fire him. Look at Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman said, you know what, forget the agents. Let me go and talk to the person face to face. And I understand sometimes agents are needed there because to kind of get the back loss, because, you know, you be like, yeah, you did great on this, but we paid you for this, and you should have negotiated for this or X, Y, Z. You made that with those harsh
Rick,
truths.
there's a lot of legalese in those contracts. You do have to have a person that pretty much is well versed in all the rhetoric you're going to see on those contracts, or you could get a job done on you. So, but I could take that contract to somebody else
100%.
privately and go over it.
100%. And so, but the thing is, what you need to do is like let's get out of the media, man. Let's get out of the media. Let's go back to the drawing board. And like you said before, maybe we're gonna maybe we'll guarantee the rest of your contract or something like that, because I don't think it's unreasonable for him to make as much, if not a little bit more, than Tevin Coleman. I have no problem with that. I just think that you don't negotiate in the court of public opinion, because a lot of times it's not gonna go your way, because ultimately, like Dion stated earlier, they have the contract. You have a contract, and so because it's not guaranteed, you have two options. Either you can sit out and not get paid anything at all, or you can play. That's the two things. And so, if anything, go back, get out of the media, whatever, and kind of get stuff negotiated in private. Get negotiated in private, because we all know how important you were to us this year. We don't like how you're handling it as far as the agent and all this. Well, after several months, negotiations broke down, whatever. We don't need to do all that. We're not those type of teams. Teams that are trash and don't have that kind of culture, those are ones that you hear all this turmoil and all this other stuff. Exactly. So we don't want to be that type of. Don't put a mark on us like we're hard to deal with, because back in the day they said Jed York didn't want to pay for nobody, but he's paid for coaches who weren't worth trash, overpaid players that weren't anything before we kind of found our groove, whatever the case may be. So go back.
We're out of time. You know, it's funny you bring that up. I think I think Jed maybe just recently got through paying Jimmy Tom Sula and
my God,
and what's his name from
Super Mario.
Chip Kelly just finished paying him recently.
Oh my God! Hey man, it's trash.
We gotta go,
man.
man.
Hey, not a faithful, not an empire. Continue to social distance. Wash your hands, man. This is not a good topic right now. Come on, Mostert, get out the media. Get out the media. And if you want, fire that agent, because guess what? He works for you. And if you don't like how he's doing things, you know what? Get somebody else. If he works for you, and you get somebody else that can maybe express or convey what you feel and work out at a better terms that you want. But get out of the media. We do not need that light or that shine right now. Hey, Night of Faith, Not Empire. Y'all have a good night, man.
You too, fam. Night.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, on that point, maybe people should actually hire Richard Sherman to do their contract because he's another player. You just probably think like you do. Dre, come on in, Dre.
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing, my guy?
Well, I was doing all right, fam. You know what I'm saying? Because I just wish I could you having breakfast, you open up your phone and look for the notifications, and that stuff like that just jumps off your phone and slaps you upside the man. What? Oh, come on, Raheem.
I'm not worried, man. Like, do people just realize like there's no more Mike Person? You know the guy who couldn't stop,
Nobody.
Chris Jones from batting balls down? Like he's gone. Brunskill is there. You guys know we have Trent Williams. Everybody eats this year. Like, have you ever seen Peyton Fool the movie? Everybody eats, B. Like, Mosert, bro, you carried the ball. You average 8 carries a game. What running back do you guys know in the NFL right now averaging 8 carries a game that's getting paid $5 million a year? Because he wants $2 million more, right? So that's $5 million. What running back do you guys know who are getting $5 million a year and they carry the ball 8 freaking games a year?
Was that his average?
Yes, it was 8.5. So there's 8 carries a game, man. Like, somebody called him a bell cow. Are you fucking serious? Bell cows don't carry. Bell cows carry the ball 20 times a game. He had one game last year where he carried the ball over 20 times, and that was against the Pittsburgh. That was against the Green Bay Packers. One time carried the ball over 20.
Did he carry against the Ravens and even in the playoffs? How did he do?
The Ravens was his most carries of the regular season. He had 19 carries that game. Otherwise, it would be like 6, 5, 4, 8, 9. Against the Redskins, he didn't even carry the ball one time. He had 0 yards.
that was true.
Against the Cardinals, he had -2 yards. He had one carry for -2 yards. It's like, no, bro. If you were a bell cow and you're carrying the ball 20 times a game, you got over 1,000 yards. You got over 1,000 yards in the season. Yeah, I get it. But Raheem, you've been cut by it wasn't 6 teams, it was 7 teams. This guy's been to 7 different teams. You got a $9 million contract for being a gunner. You got a 3-year, $9 million contract for being a gunner. His contract works out like this. He gets a $250,000 game bonus. So that means every game that he's on an active roster, he gets $250,000. So every 4 games, the man makes $1 million. That's not a bad deal. If you, I just don't get it, Raheem. Like, bro, you got a new life in the NFL. Great story. Guy been cut by 7 different teams. You come on, you have a hot streak in an NFC Championship game. Like, that's a great story, bro. Like, be grateful, bro. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, bro, Kyle Shanahan has turned six round guys into 1,600 yard
top tier running backs,
1,400 yard season guys. Yeah, like that. Dre, come on, bro.
You know what he's doing though, Dre. He's heading toward the end of his career for running backs, and he's got to do something right now, which is why he's probably.
I don't care, Ronbo. Every time you get a contract. Every time you get a contract, you get a lawyer. The lawyer looks over the contract and he simplifies it for you, and he tells you all the ins and outs and all of the details to that contract. You knew what you were signing, Raheem. You knew what you were signing, bro. Like, I don't like this, bro. It's not like he's not a top-notch player. He's not a George Kittle, bro. Like, who do you think you are, bro?
That's a good
point.
Like,
seriously, we don't need that. And then, Rambo, this is what I don't like. So say you invited somebody to say you created a network for 49ers, right? And you've been doing this since 2013, right? And a guy comes on and your views spike 25% after 1 year. And he comes back and he tells you, I want more money because I feel like I'm valuable. You gonna look at him like he upside his head like he crazy as hell. No, bro, it don't work like that. And then he goes on Twitter and he has his representative tweet out what your salary is, which is public knowledge, right? But he tweets out your salary and said, I want to make Ronbo money. That's what he did to Tevin Coleman. He had his agent tweet. No.
That was right.
His agent
that's
tweeted
wrong.
out.
Yeah.
That's not cool. So basically, what you're pinning yourself against me, your teammate, your brother? Like, bro, I don't have anything to do with your contract. Like, that's you. Like, come on, bro, you don't pin yourself against your teammate.
That
so
goes
when
against
I see you,
the family atmosphere they're trying to produce around there too, doesn't it?
bro,
I
come
hadn't
on,
thought
bro.
about that.
So when I see
Excellent
you
point.
at training camp, bro, I'm gonna run up in you and I'm gonna put these things in your face because that's some sucker shit. That's not what we do.
You know?
We do not count another man's pockets, bro. We have to be in the same locker room.
Yeah.
So what? You gonna pin yourself against your teammate?
See, Dre, you know
that's
what?
some whole shit. Get him up out of here.
This is how you start developing rifts in the locker room. That's a good point. If we're going to keep the camaraderie that we have, you can't come at nobody sideways that way. That's a good point.
Right,
Excellent point.
Yeah,
So
and you're 1 year into your new contract?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Like he tweeted and said he wants to be traded. Get his ass up out of here.
Yeah.
Like the 49ers, the 49ers do not look. He is not the type of player that's going to make and break us. If it was a George Kittle, bruh, I'd be sweating bullets right now.
Listen, we got to get paid.
I'd be sweating bullets.
Dre, we got to go, fam.
Yeah, he ain't that guy.
You did it again. That was an excellent point. Don't be throwing your teammate up there for part of the argument.
Hey,
That's a good point.
I love what Raheem does on the field, but the point is he averages 8 yards a carry. He had three awesome games last year, and all of a sudden, 1 year into your new contract, you want more money. Like nobody's getting paid before George Kittle, bro. Chill out, bro. You're not getting shit. Chill out. Chill out. Or be broke on the couch. I'm going.
All right, Phil. Have a good night. And check out Niners all day. That's Dre and Bronze doing the thing. All right, Dre. Have a good night, Phil. A lot of good points tonight, but if we were sitting in a courtroom and people were testifying, man, most of we sit back in the back, like way down in the seat, boy, peeping up under his hat. Man, y'all don't like me, do you? So I don't know. Dre's right. He went about this wrong. There's Big Joe. Hey, Joe.
Ronbo, what's up, man?
Joe, man. As you can see, we're going back and forth here about Raheem Mostert. Because, he was really a sparkling point last year. Big Joe, did you realize that he wasn't getting he wasn't getting that many carries a game. But his carries, his average was off the hook. And didn't you always love it when he came in the game and TC sat down? But Joe, what are you feeling?
Well, I'm calling in today because I got two things I want to say. First of all, thanks, Ronbo, for everything you do. Shout out to the Empire and shout out to all the Niners fans all over the world. And I hope everybody's family is being safe during this trying time we got going on right now.
Oh, amen.
That's the most important thing. So prayers to everybody. I'm kind of on the fence with this one, with this Mostert and being traded, because a lot of guys made a lot of good points, and I agree with both sides. So I'm kind of in the middle, like pay the man, but hold up, you already signed the contract, so you trying to put the front office in a bind and mess up the camaraderie in the locker room. That wears and tears on me a little bit, but you know what I mean. I could deal with that to a certain extent, but this is my main point. We lost the Super Bowl, bro. If you'd have won the Super Bowl, you could have been asking for whatever you want. We lost the Super Bowl, man. You need to buckle down, do your job first, and then get your money. Because we got to go back. We got to go back. With this team, we got to go back. Everybody like each other. We got to go back. There's no other way. But for the little things like this, what we've been going in our offseason has been rough. Kittle with the contract, now him with the contract, a little bit of the injury bug. We got to get a little bit more focused right now. And this is not good for the morale of the team. Like, you don't want to be here. Okay, granted, I agree with the other caller. He said he's our number one running back. Yes, he is. He's the number one the starting running back on our team. But you signed the contract already.
And the deal's
now
a
you
deal.
asking for more money. Yeah, the deal's a deal. Now, I'm off that subject, but I'm really pissed about this subject. I don't know if any of you guys have been watching First Take. Sammy Watkins and all them guys on there talking about they gonna have a 4-year dynasty.
Oh, the
Hold
Kansas
up.
City Chiefs? Is Watkins going to come
Kansas City
back, I
Chiefs.
guess? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he already signed his contract to go back with him. He automatically said they're repeating this year. So if any 49er is watching it, if that's not motivation enough to a game that we gave to them.
They didn't take it. I mean, they didn't win. They got gifted. Thank you. Good point, Big Joe.
To a game that we gave to them. Everybody got to get it that's on the schedule this year. And Raheem, you better be there in that uniform because you owe us one too. And I blame Shanahan too a little bit for you wanting some more money because if he would have gave you the ball, we probably would have won and you could have been earning for this more money that you asked for. Well, getting it most likely.
And
But
Debo too. Could have given it to Debo and Mostert. All he had to do, stop clowning, Kyle.
Yeah.
They can't stop either one of them. Oh,
Ronbo, I've been checking you out every day, looking at your show, and I'm telling you right now, the disrespect that we still getting. They got the Saints. The Saints are going back. Hold that time out.
I know. Picture's a favorite by some people.
To the team that we destroyed, let the Saints come to Levi Stadium. It won't even be close this time. I'm telling everybody that right now.
No, really.
I'm telling everybody
it's not a joke,
right
Big Joe.
And all
the offensive line
No,
alone, the adjustments they made there is going to beat and the defense, don't let Javon Kinlaw look like he does now in the season. Oh, no. The defense
I'm not worried.
I'm not
worried about nobody on our schedule. I'm not worried about nobody on our schedule. They keep talking about all these teams. I bet you, I'll take a bet right now. I send anybody a gift card in this check. I don't even think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers make the playoffs.
Hey, you and me.
Right now.
Hey, you and me, Big Joe. I keep saying, man, don't you see the names on the team and people assume things. No, they ain't been together no time. They got a new coach. That ain't Belichick and McDaniel. Come on.
Agreed. We will be the number 1 seed again. Everybody is on the list this year. It is really the revenge tour. We're going to bring that trophy back. But we just got to clean up a little bit of the things that's going on right now. It'll make me feel better. But that's all I really got to say about that subject.
And
I hope I got to
timing,
call
Big
in
Joe.
angry again because
no, you know, it's good.
Crazy,
that's
man.
why one of the reasons I love having this set up so everybody can come in and let it all out, Big Joe. Come on back Sunday, man.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
talk some more.
I got you. I got you. Everybody be safe. Take it easy.
You too, fam. Have a good night. Good to hear from Big Joe again. Heard from him in a while. Hey, it's Dollar Bill Will.
Ronbo, what's cracking?
Oh, Will, man. Your player partner just came in with something I didn't think about, too. If Mostert wants his money, ain't no need of throwing your partner underneath the bus. Why you want to say anything about what TC's getting paid? I need to get paid more along the lines of what TC's getting paid. I'm the man around here. You know, now that you guys got me, I wasn't thinking, I was being sympathetic. That bothers me. I don't do that. We got a locker room that loves each other and supports each other. Support your dude. Say, can I get a raise? I don't need to mention no names. Well, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I think that's very unprofessional. Raheem Mostert need to check himself on that, and also he need to check his agent as well by letting something like that go public. When you do things, you do things in silence. You don't let people know your business. You know, it's just like a relationship. When you and your girlfriend argue, you don't argue in front of the public. You go somewhere private. You talk about what you got going on.
Call the media.
You don't put
right.
you don't let people in your business. You never let people in your business. What up, Jersey Joe? You know what I'm saying? So you don't. I mean, you don't do that. I mean, that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
So he need to check himself for that, and he need to check his agent. He need to tell his agent shut up. You know what I'm saying? And whatever they got and whatever they need to do, they need to do it behind closed doors. Now, Raheem Mostert, you did sign a 3-year, $9 million deal before last season started. Okay. Now I understand you want to get paid. I understand that, and I get it. But you ain't start popping off until the middle of the season. You see what I'm saying? Because correct me if I'm wrong, because of injury in the backfield, or Kyle, you know, he just gave you more reps, and when you got more reps,
Matty B made him
you
mad.
perform very well. Yeah, you perform very well halfway during the season. So with that being said, if you want a deal, we're gonna have to give you an incentive deal. We know you the best gunner in the NFL on special teams. We know that. And we're blessed to have you on the team to do that. But we want to see you do both a whole one full season. That's what we want to see. Now, if you can be a gunner and a top-notch running back in a one full 16-game season, then you get your money. But you're gonna have to get it through an incentive deal. We're gonna see, can you do this through the 16-game season? We want to see if you can do that during the 16-game season, a whole full 16-game season. If you can do what you did, starting the half of the season you did last season, and what you did against the Packers and all the other teams, the Rams and the Seahawks and all that, and then we'll give you that. We'll give you what you want. But it's gonna be incentive. It's gonna be incentive, man. You're gonna have to show us, can you do this? Can you perform at gunner, which you can, and at the running back position, and then we'll hook you up with some bread. But right now, you just need to chill out, because you know if you stay, you know if you go anywhere else, you ain't gonna have a better line like us, Raheem.
Or
You know
a
that.
better play caller and scheme designer. You know, so that's
Right. You may you may have a shot in McVay's offense or LaFleur's offense, because their offense branches off their daddy, Kyle Shanahan. So you know what I'm saying? So you may have a shot in those two offenses, but you ain't gonna perform like you did. You ain't gonna perform on another team like you are with us. We got Trent Williams, Lakin Thompson, Richburg was coming back, Brunskill, who I believe is gonna get the right guard spot.
Yeah,
and you got
I do
McGlinchey.
too.
And what better line could you ask for? Trent Williams is gonna open holes so wide for you. You three men can walk through that hole at the same time, because they're gonna be so wide.
So
You wanna come with this nonsense? Come
so
on,
what you're
man.
saying?
Look,
you really feel like we got guys could take Mostert's job and do equally as well?
What now?
You feel then, with the system we got and the personnel we got up front, pretty much all of our running backs are probably going to have a good day if Kyle calls their number. Because what Dre pointed out, I didn't realize Raheem was only in the game a percentage of the time. I forgot we have running back by committee.
Right. Let me tell you something. Let me make a correction. Coleman is the starter every game. It's Coleman, because Coleman is a bruiser back. Coleman put the bruises on the defenders. He ties them down with the contact, because Coleman likes contact. He gives you that contact. He wears and tears you down until you tired. And then once you tired, Mostert finishes you. He finishes you. Once you're tired, it's a wrap. Mostert's going to run all up and down the field on you. So Coleman is the bruiser and Raheem is the slasher. So, that's how, Mostert gets his good yards and stuff, because Coleman sets it up for him. And you want to put this man's name out in the street when he ain't got nothing to do with it.
That was wrong.
You see
that was definitely wrong.
Now that's very
Anyway.
unprofessional. Now that ain't the 49er way.
Yeah.
So that needs to be taken care of, and we don't need to hear nothing about this no more. Now any conversation about some money you want to talk about, you do it behind doors, because we don't leak nothing out.
There
So you need to check your agent, and you need to check yourself at the door. I love you, Raheem. I want you to stay on this team, but you got to start doing things the right way, man. We ain't got, because you know what people gonna say now. All the 49ers hangover season's coming up. They hangover.
We got to pull up though. Well, I'm gonna see you Sunday, all right? And maybe he will be quiet by then. All right, fam.
All right, shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TNT fan, man. Player partner Dre, Trey, Big Show, Russo, all them guys, man. Shout out to the Ronbo Sports Fan Club, Rico, Jersey, Joe, all them guys, man. Tampa Bay, Florida, Super Bowl 55. It would be the San Francisco 49ers versus to be announced. All right, Ronbo.
Thanks, fam. Night, Will.
All right.
And hey, Santana!
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Staying out of COVID's way. Hope you and your family doing the same. Hey, Santana, man.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Cool. Because, man, we were sitting and talking about Raheem Mostert, man. Because, dude, man, I didn't expect that came as a shock because you knew George Kittle's agent was coming, man, and I thought we'd hear more from Trent Williams, and there's things you could expect, but in my wildest dream, I did not see Mostert trade me, pay me, or trade me. What? Really? So, but then when you look at the whole thing, guy ain't got no guaranteed money. There's some faults on both sides and everything. But I really wish, and like everybody's pointing out to, don't drag our business out into the street. That's not necessary. It doesn't give you any more leverage. Because I think some guys think, I'm going to get paid if I make a big deal out of this. Fool. Dang, don't do that. But what are you thinking?
Ronbo, I mean, the first time I heard about this was, my boys are all Raider fans, so I'm the only
They
Niner
must
fan,
like this.
so I found out through them. I saw my group chat blowing up, like, and that's how I found out. But I mean, I agree with what's the name, Dre, I believe that's the name.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I think everything he said was 100% right, man.
Yeah.
He is right, and then this last caller too, like he has some points too, and you're right. You don't go out there, man, throwing out other people's business or what they make or what. I know for a fact that you be doing that. I mean, you might get fired. You know what I'm saying? If you do that an actual job, So,
yeah. And Santana, what if you come back to the locker room and I'm TC standing there next to his locker, and then you come in walking in, yo man, you if you thought you was that important, I could have came in the office with you and told him to give you some of my money if it bothers you that bad. See, that's how the SHIT gets started. See, I really wish you wouldn't have done that.
That's drama, Ronbo, and I don't think that's not what we need right now. We just came out of the Super Bowl. Right now we're working hard to head back.
Santana?
To head back and work on it again. So I mean for him to be doing that, man, it's not right. I mean, obviously, he signed, a contract for special team, right?
Right.
And he wanted to, and he's been being used as a running back. So there's other ways of going about it. He could have gone with Kyle and Shannon. Talk to them and be like, hey, man, what's your plans for next year for me? Are you going to have me on special team? Are you going to have me as a running back? Or, what's the deal? Can we work something out? Can we, restructure my contract if you're going to use me as a running back? And that's the first thing you should do, man.
Santana,
and I mean,
you know what?
What's up, bro?
On that point, I think they did because he's working out now to gain some size. I think he knew they were going to expand his role, but still.
Yeah, but still, man. I mean, obviously, I think the Niners are trying to do other things, and I think that maybe the negotiations weren't advancing with Raheem Mostert because maybe they have other priorities.
Well, they do.
Than Raheem Mostert.
George.
Like, George Kittle.
Yeah,
exactly.
Trent.
It's like they're probably like, all right, we don't really have time for you right now with your agent. Just, we'll get to you. And I think that's pretty much what it was. And I think his agent just probably got, annoyed and was like, what, so this is the whole drama they caused. But you know what? I believe, Ronbo, that Raheem Mostert is a product of Kyle Shanahan's system. I mean, because he was with 6 other teams. He was with 6 other teams, man.
But they didn't want to.
And I mean, I understand, Ronbo. He did great, but come on, you got to give the O-line some credit, man.
Oh, you give it all to him, actually. Your running backs ain't going nowhere without an O-line.
Dude, you could those gaps they were creating. You could have put two running backs could have gone through that, So
now,
I don't know.
Before
Ronbo,
we run out of time, though, quick question on this, though. Would it be the thing to do if Raheem is really continuing to cry about being traded? Would you go ahead and trade him and just to send a subtle message to everybody on the team? Listen, if we can't have harmony, we're probably going to accommodate you on these kind of requests. So next year, we'd be all holding our breath, Santana. I know I would, but every time we start running the ball, I hope it'll be okay. I mean, if Haim was here, I'd feel comfortable because I know he's going to come in and do his thing. Would it be the right thing to do, though, is what I want to know.
Ronbo, I'd trade him away in a heartbeat, man. You don't do that. You just don't put other people's business out there, bro. You don't need that drama in the locker room. You trade him away or something, and make a statement to everybody in the locker room that you don't
That's
those
how
type
we
of
roll.
things don't fly, man.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? If you guys want to talk business, let's be professional about it. You know, because if we let this slide by, man, who's to say the next player that has one good season, you know, acts out and does.
He's gonna say, "You
wants a
guys
new
paid
contract,
him.
you know?
Yeah,
So,
what's the difference between me and him?" Yeah, you got to set a point precedent. So
yeah. So
Santana.
Rumble, and I believe Rumble, real quick, man. I believe I think this might have cost Raheem Mostert's job, bro. To be honest, I think Kyle Shanahan and
Right. Yeah. Santana, we'll finish that Sunday. Hey, John V.
My man, Ronbo.
John, man, I tell you, it's funny. The wheels haven't really fallen off yet or anything, but we're rolling along and rolling along. We're enduring the pandemic, and we're worried about the season and how it's going to work and if they're going to have it or not or whatever, all these weird things. And then to add to that, George Kittle has not been paid. Anxiety. And you look forward to Trent Williams next year. What are we going to do about Trent Williams? We got to keep Trent Williams. And then all of a sudden, Raheem Mostert comes out of nowhere. I got to get paid. Oh, him, no. It's just, what do you do with them, John?
Rombo, I mean, the timing is complete garbage. Damn it. I mean, dude, we have enough on our plate right now with all we need. Fred's got to get paid on top of everybody you mentioned.
We got them one-year contracts, Juice. Oh, we got John. You could go down that list for 15 minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, I hear what everybody's saying, Rombo, about how can you air out Coleman's business and blah blah blah. But I don't think that is Raheem Mostert's fault. I believe his agent really did the dirty deed there. So let's hold accountable those who are accountable. So for playing your teammate off one another, that's the agent who did that shit. Otherwise, why not just speak for yourself? You know what I mean?
I think John's right on that.
Kessler that came out.
Let us not assume.
This is Kessler.
Yeah. Let's not assume
that Raheem was doing the dirty deed. I mean, Kessler came out. He made the comments. It is what it is, right? So let's leave that over there. Now, does Raheem Mostert deserve the money? I mean, you didn't know that you were going to outplay your contract. No one saw this coming.
Right.
Without Mostert, we've got Coleman, McKinnon, who's coming off a 2-year knee injury, and some unproven rookies that had some star seasons in their collegiate years. Great.
And Miracle, don't forget about Miracle Play Wilson, who seems to always come in and make these incredible plays.
Right. So are you content with your running back core at this point? This is your revenge season. This is everything you need. And if you want to hold Mostert accountable and you want to push him off and send him somewhere else, so be it. But are you comfortable with what you've got left? I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah, see, that's my problem too. Yeah.
We've thrown a whole damn checkbook and then some and hit Jerick McKinnon in the forehead with it, and we've just wasted money at that dude. We just tossed money at this dude. Like, we've just sprayed bills at this dude. So, like, what the hell? We can't come out of our pocket what Grant Cohn on Dre's show said. This is virtually peanuts. Mm-hmm. This is nothing to them. I mean, give the man 1.8 or 2 million, whatever puts him up there with Coleman, and let's get the ball rolling on Kittle, man. We can't have these distractions. Yes, we need Mostert. I don't give a damn what anybody says. We need Mostert.
Yeah, he is special.
Everybody says that he has to come out and prove himself next year, but then everybody says that Kyle can make anybody come out of a genie bottle a running back. So if you believe that Mostert needs a proven season, then you already answered your question, because Kyle can make anyone a good running back. So why can't Kyle make Mostert during his proven season, quote unquote, successful?
Again, a valid point. I mean, that's exactly right.
So,
Moses not going to suddenly break down next year.
Right. I mean,
yeah.
you got the wizard at the head here, man. So
Yeah.
if he can, what are we going to do? We're going to go out and shop somebody and have to pay them $5 million? We want to give this guy $2 million. Like, we're going to have to. We're not comfortable with Coleman and McKinnon and a bunch of rookies that we don't know anything about. We can't take that risk. I'm not willing to take that risk. No.
And John,
Mostert
they weren't going to
won.
get any player. The 49ers were going to pick up a draft pick. I don't know how high a draft pick they were going to pick up for Mostert, but that's all they were going to get.
What, maybe a 4?
Maybe.
I mean,
Since he did so
a
well.
fourth at most. I mean, this guy has no guarantees in his contract. That's poop, dude. Come on. I mean, you can't gracefully thank a man for giving you all you got, getting you, to the Super Bowl, and then when you know it's a shit deal. This is a shit deal from the start, Ronbo. I mean, come on, man. You knew that you owed him something.
Well, as I said, John, at the beginning, it was for special teams as a backup running back. That's where the misunderstanding is. John, we're gonna talk this week anyway, and I'll see you Sunday between now and then too. All right, let's get more into it.
All right, my man.
All right, man.
You got it, Rumble. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for everything.
Thanks, John.
Good night, my man. Good night.
Good night, John.
Bye-bye.
See, tonight, this argument is so good on this particular subject matter because nobody's made a bad point yet, positive and negative, for Raheem to get paid. And at the end of the day, if you take all the with him not getting paid, just finish your contract. So, because too many good points to the left, too many to the right. Jay!
Rambo.
Yeah, Jay, this is perfect stuff. This is Jay. I know Jay's got some feeling about this because this is right up in the Jay. That's that Jay wheelhouse. Jay, what's your spin on him wanting more money all of a sudden at this particular time?
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but you signed that contract. You came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? You've been in the league about 6 years. And you get a half a season to shine. And now you want to come in and do it. I don't mind you coming in and asking for more money. But then you demand a trade.
That's hardcore, ain't it? God, man. You that mad? Wow.
Like you McCaffrey or Zeke Elliott, you know what I mean? Like you just a superstar. Like you ain't even put in the work yet. You know what I mean? And that contract you signed, you know what I mean? That was a blessing right there. How many special teams make $3 million a year? So come on now.
True.
And you on the team, so if they wanted you to play running back, quarterback, wide receiver, defensive back, whatever you getting paid, that's what you getting paid to play any position on the field. It ain't no, oh, well, I'm just getting paid this money. I'm going to play special teams, and that's it. No, come on now.
And if I'm John Lynch, I would say, Raheem, listen. Who knew you? If we knew you were going to have this kind of a season, I imagine we would have paid you some more. But as it is, we didn't see that coming. You're saying pay me or trade me? Whoa! What?
Right. And then you get traded. Who says the team that's trading for you going to want to rip up your contract and give you a new one? They saying shit. You ain't making nothing but $3 million, no guarantee. We're gonna keep you on this contract,
right?
Until you prove to us what you can do.
Or give you $1.50 more. That's all they got to do.
Right. So it ain't like real. I mean, I like Raheem, but it's only 1 year. You know what I mean? He got probably good 3-4 good years left in him.
At most.
And
well, that's his agent. So, that's his agent. Because his personality doesn't seem that. When you hear Le'Veon Bell, when you read the media about Le'Veon, you know that's Le'Veon. But Mostert, I don't see him talking like this.
we said the same thing about Kittle. We got to stop this.
I know Jay hates that. When you can't believe your favorite guy is talking smack.
Right. We not about to say everybody's just a good guy. You might be a good guy, but you still want to get paid money.
That's
It
true.
don't matter what job you doing. You want more money regardless to take care of your family. Especially if you think you outdid, you work extra overtime more than the next man. You gonna want more money.
But Jay,
That's how
Jay,
life is.
but the thing, Jay, no matter who you work for, have you got the nerve to roll up into the office and talk about, look here, man, I did way too much for this team last year to stay on this contract. You know what I'm saying? I need more money. Now, if you can't give me more money, send me somewhere where I can get more money. Jay, if I know my employer, I don't know if I could talk to him like that. But if I hire somebody who has no connection with this dude, the boss, he can. That's the only reason why I'm thinking when you hear this kind of talk, I'm not sure if that's coming from the player. Because the agent, I said, look, stay out of the way. Let me do my business. That's the only thing I ask of you, okay? Whatever you hear, just let it go. Let me handle it because I know what I'm doing, right? I got a feeling that might be accurate, Jay.
I mean, sometimes you might, but still, that's coming from your mouth too, because you ain't gonna let your agent say nothing that you don't want him to say.
Well, if you trust him and think he knows what he's doing, yeah.
Right. You see how Kittle came out and said, "Look, I ain't holding out. Play my contract out. That's what the leader does."
But if you talk to that agent of his, agents, oh, yeah, George, we'll have to contemplate sitting out. What? George Kittle's not going to sit out. And we knew he wasn't. I mean, just from judging from his character, I knew he wasn't going to sit out. So,
But that's part of being a man, though. See, George Kittle came on as a man and corrected him.
Yeah.
It's like, that ain't gonna happen. See, Raheem could have came in like, look, I feel I deserve to get paid more money, but the trade request was just a demand, just so I can get paid more.
Jay,
and then they putting TC under
I know. I hear you on that one. That was rough. Everybody agrees. But Jay, we gonna roll because I started too late tonight. But I'm gonna tell you what, Jay, good hearing from you, fam. We go through days without hearing from you. All of a sudden, there he is. All right, Jay.
Oh yeah, I'm always watching. Better believe that.
I know you're on the road. All right, fam. See you a little later.
Oh yeah, have a blessed night, Rambo. Have a blessed night, Empire faithful.
You too, Jay.
Bang, bang, not a gang.
It is. Jay, Jay's getting up there when that modulation starts to crack. Hey, Jay. Hey, Alice.
What's up, Ronbo?
Oh, Ellis, man, we're just going back and forth about Raheem. And it's been mixed reviews tonight. And in fact, very few people agree that he should be in there in July. Talk about it's time to get paid. Now, they say this whole litigation has been going on for months. So, maybe we don't know the whole story. We only got what the media threw at us all of a sudden. The pay me or trade me is like a little harsh and kind of hard to believe. But what is your position on this? Does the 49ers need to figure out something for him right now? Should they play hardball and say, look, you got a contract you need to honor first, and let's get another few games out of you before we start talking about big hikes in pay? Where are you at on this?
Man, I hate it had to come to this.
Yeah, God, no.
It seems like a domino effect, and it's starting to happen, and a lot of these guys are beginning to get, it seems like, more enthused to want to create, these kind of, spectacles and whatnot, issues, and out of nowhere, and sporadically out of, just thin air, you know what I mean? And you guys, I don't know, man. When you look at his production, we looked at the numbers. Everybody's pretty much seen all of that. We've seen what he's done throughout the season. I think guaranteed money should be like mandatory.
Yeah.
And it's kind of messed up when you got those things going on. I think he worked himself too. Now, when did he sign this other contract? This extension?
Beginning of last year.
After the Super Bowl?
He's had that going into 2019 season. He had a 3-year deal as a special teams player, though.
Okay, so
nobody said nothing about no superstar effort at running back. Nobody. That's why I wish the agent would understand the whole situation. Don't get talking too crazy, man. Raheem signed a special teams contract, which is why it is where it is. It's not about they tried to cheat him. That's what he was, special teams player, backup running back, and he just happened to have a good year.
Yeah, and I think maybe a little guaranteed money would have been okay, but he should have did it. He shouldn't have publicized it. He should have said something about it, and they should have asked for some renegotiations. And if they didn't want to honor it, then he could have made a decision to wait it out and come even harder through this season to where it's guaranteed that they will have to give him something that's honorable, not just based on what he did in last season, because that's all we have to go off of realistically right now. Right. And that's not enough time. That's not enough, and he's not asking for a lot of money either,
True.
I know he wants to kind of get what Tevin's making. Maybe he don't get Tevin money just yet, you know what I mean? But his running style, the way he runs, we got to understand. His vision, and I talked about this earlier in the season, Raheem's vision is different than a lot of the other running backs. The way he sees himself through holes and how he hits the holes and how he runs up high, but he still is like, it really looks a little bit effortless, and that's that track style running in history. He's a different type of runner, you know what I mean? And we need that guy to hit the holes like that. That's why somebody was talking about why we didn't really get that much production from other running backs in the past. Even though they were so great, it's a certain running style and ability to hit the holes and find the holes, versus guys just, like I said, maybe the main gap doesn't open. Maybe you might have to go a different way. You might have to wait a little bit longer, and certain running backs have that vision. They have that patience, that footwork,
excellent
and that ability
points,
to kind of do those things.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a
and
gift.
so I really like that about Raheem, man. And I feel like we need that kind of ability, those kind of feet in the backfield with us. So maybe give him a little bit more money, but we might need to play a little hardball just because he decided to come out and do the threats with the trade stuff. And you know what I mean? He might need to be humbled in the process, but he's still somebody that I value as a Niner, and I would love to have him still on the team. But he's got to handle himself also at the same time better. You know what I mean? I think we all kind of have been, concurrent with each other. I feel the same way. I thought it was kind of sloppy that he did that.
Yeah.
Considering everything that's going
especially
on
suddenly
in Georgia.
like that.
Yeah, and do you have where are you going to go? Are you going to have a Kyle Juszczyk to, in front of you?
You got George Kittle clearing the way for you.
You're going to have the offensive line. You're going to have a Kyle Shanahan as your head coach. That's going to really make the man out of you. The type of player on the field that he has out of you that no other coach out of all these other teams that didn't want you. Are they going to, is someone else going to be able to do that for you? I mean, I don't know. So he probably didn't think about those things and probably seen all these contracts and these new signings and these negotiations going on around him and was kind of feeling a little bit left out.
Where's mine, right?
But yeah. It's like, well, damn.
Go
ahead, champ.
We're out of time, though. I'll see you on Sunday, all right?
Absolutely. It's all love. Ronbo, shout out to you as always.
Thanks,
man. Y'all make sure y'all download that Ronbo Sports app and hit the like, subscribe, and everything. Shout out to Dre, man, on doing that Grant Cohn interview. I just was checking out earlier.
That was
he did good, man. I was solid. That was solid. So shout out to bro, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man. And Niner faithful as always. Ronbo, much love, champion.
Thanks, man. Matt Ellis.
Respect.
Yeah, I guess we all agree that there was in the Mostert camp, they just didn't handle that right. There's no need to loud talk the Niners. That probably could have been settled and already over by now. Hey, Curtis. Curtis. And Taryn. Hey, Taryn. Come on in, man.
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo?
Taryn, man, you're a guy who looks at this kind of thing. And, Taryn, what are you feeling? Is Raheem Mostert, did he handle this right? Is he deserving? All those things. What's on your mind on this?
No, he did not handle it right at all. And let me tell you this, I think the Niners are playing it cool because you can't pay every single person that outperforms their contract.
Right. Good.
Because you don't see somebody like a Fred Warner saying, "Oh, you know what? I outperformed my contract. Quan Alexander played better than me. Pay me more." Or somebody like Emmanuel Mosley. He was undrafted. He comes in starting corner. He beats out Jason Verrett.
You could put Drake Greenlaw in that story too.
Than him.
Yeah.
He's making more money than him, but you don't see Emmanuel Mosley coming out and say, "Hey, I outperformed my contract. Let me go ahead and get paid more than Keller Witherspoon."
Right.
He's waiting for his time to get paid. He's going to prove himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So,
if we're sitting here, if I'm sitting here in the jury, I've made up my mind on this point alone. So everybody that has a good year, first thing you do at the end of the season, say, "Look, I did way too well for the contract I'm working under." What?
You can't do that. So, and that's why I can respect somebody like an Emmanuel Mosley who's not coming out and doing the same thing, because he's in the same position. He was undrafted. He comes in. He starts for about 12 games in the season, starts in the playoffs, but he's keeping it cool. He's keeping it to himself. And you know what? I have a contract. I have another year. I'm going to play my contract. When it's up, then I'll negotiate some money. And I think with Raheem Mostert, what he's doing is not right, because simple fact, one, I'm not talking about this man, but I really think he's scared a little bit because for two reasons. You got these young boys on his heels. You got Ahmed and Jermichael Hasty that are coming in. And two, Jerick McKinnon, he's looking good right now. He's working out. He might be healthy, so it's going to be eating into his carries too. So nobody's even saying that Raheem Mostert is going to be the main guy, because he might not be. I still think Tevin Coleman's going to start because he does the grunt work. He's a better blocker as a running back. So, I think Raheem Mostert, it's on the fault of his agent, because his agent needs to look at Kyle and his system and know that, you know what, Kyle does running back by committee. So let's do this. So let's say, okay, here's your contract. If Mostert gets 15 carries in the such and such game, he gets more in incentives. If he starts a game, he gets his incentive. So I think it's up to his agent to look at the potential of his client and say, look, this is what the Parag Marante is going to offer, but let me add this in incentives so he can look at how much more money that Mostert can get paid when the season's over. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you?
It absolutely does. Make it comfortable for the 49ers. Yep. You know the situation that's going on right now. Don't go in there making no waves like that. That's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And, at the same time, too, you look at what's going on, and everybody's been saying to look at our offensive line is going to be better. Trent Williams coming in. You got Charlie Warner, who's an excellent blocker too. So you get them two tight end sets. You get in on two tight end sets, running downs with Trent Williams. You can get 5 yards of carry, Ronbo.
I tell you now, I want to try it too. Boy, I want to give me the ball.
So that's I think exactly. So I think that's what it comes down to. Mostert, I think, is a year early for this. He should have waited out his contract. And if he killed this year and said, "Man, look, I had 100-something carries, 600 yards, 7 touchdowns, whatever the case may be," I think he was in a better state to negotiate. But I think the fact that he had, he came out the second half of the season, and really, if you look at it, he played great against the Ravens, he played great against the Saints, and then when he tried to play against the Vikings, he didn't do too well. They took him out, put in Tevin Coleman. He did his thing. So, I don't think he's doing it the right way. So, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree. And as I say, what I do like about Mostert, he does seem to have that gift that running backs have. They will often pick the right crease, the right hole. Because a lot of guys, Carlos Hyde is on the absolute opposite end of that spectrum. Carlos would normally pick the wrong hole. And that's not, running backs are supposed to have instincts like that. Mostert seems to have that. When he does hit that hole, he gets in, he gets out, he's on his way. You love to see that because, every coach, football, stop dancing in the hole, stop dancing in the hole. These guys work hard to create that hole for you. Get in it, get out. See, Mostert is that kind of guy that coaches love. So that's why I give him credit for what he does, but don't do it in this fashion. The 49ers will compensate you. They're not cheap,
And I'm laughing at some of these comments in here. People are talking trash, like, well, look at McKinnon. He got paid all that money, this and that. McKinnon came to the Niners when we weren't good. You kind of have to shell out. You have to shell out a little bit of extra money to get people to come and play for you when you're not good.
That's it.
So, I think, yeah.
Terry, we're gonna pull up. Excellent point again. Though. I want to amplify that a little later. All right, fam.
All
Talk
right.
to you a little
You
later.
said
Okay.
you said you're coming back on Sunday.
Sunday, be back. Yep.
Sunday. Okay, I'll talk to you Sunday, Ronbo.
Looking for you. Night, Jared.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Oh, such great points tonight. If we were sitting here in a grand jury situation, I don't know if Mostert would probably get chastised before it was over because he's wrong in a lot of ways, and in one way he's right, but in a lot of ways he's. Hey, Curtis.
What up, Ronbo?
Curtis, man, we're sitting here tonight. We're contemplating Mostert all of a sudden adding to the 49ers' issues. This is not a time when you expected Mostert to come in and all of a sudden say he needs to get paid. Because, Curtis, just like Taryn just said, why doesn't Mosley say, I need to get paid? Y'all got a Kello sitting over there, and you know you don't want him coming back out here. And then Dre Greenlaw could say the same thing. Coach, I know I'm a rookie, but I'll pretty much put up the same production as Quan. There's so many guys on this team that are doing a great job.
I know.
You can't pay people every time they have a good day. Now my mind's been changed from where I started. Mostert needs a hush.
Yes, he needs a hush. Because first of all, he was never a starter.
Yeah.
He was never a starter.
As a matter of fact.
He came off the bench. So you were no starter. You need to start the season, then finish the season, then see where you at.
Yeah. And that's another year from now. So this time next year, okay, let's talk.
Let's start right. If you do the production you did last year for a whole season, I want to pay you the money.
Yes. And that's what he's going to be,
But you know
Curtis.
what?
He's not a special teamer only now. He is one of the running backs. So.
But he got to be the starting running back. So you know, Shanahan got the dude from
TC?
what's his name?
Tevin Coleman.
No, the dude from the Vikings.
Oh, Jarek
Then you
McKinnon.
got, TC.
Yeah.
You got McKinnon, TC,
Yeah.
and him.
Now those
Okay,
are,
dude, you got to start from the beginning, bro.
Yeah, see, they got years on it, Mostert. So that's you're right. He was probably out of line saying I need to get paid when TC gets paid. Now I say I believe he's a better running back than TC, but I don't know if you should be saying that just yet. You need to put in some more time.
No, you're right, exactly. You're right, Ronbo. He should put him in some more time. He should wait till if he wants some more money. He should wait till after next year to say that.
And then you have every right.
When you use a full-time starter, you got them a 772 yard rushing. You ain't that good pass blocker. Because when you're a running back, you need everything.
Yeah, he's not that
You
good.
need everything. You need to run, catch, and pass block.
Mm-hmm. Especially on Shanahan's system. You got to protect that quarterback. And you got to be able to create on the run. Yep.
Exactly. And you know what? If Mostert want to go, let him go.
Oh, you know what, Curtis? I stopped short of that. I like him, but he needs to stop.
I like him. I love him. But Shanahan, man. Shanahan, they gonna get a running back undrafted, just like they did Breida and him.
Tell you.
Think about it, they can get a running back in the second, third round.
All right.
So what?
Curtis, there's some girls running track at UCLA and SC and some of these colleges down south. I believe the way Shanahan's system is set up, I believe some of the girls around the U.S. could do a good job in that run game. His speed is what Shanahan likes for a reason.
No, he picked up from his daddy. Look at Terrell Davis, 6th round draft pick, was a beast.
I know. Terrell know it too. Terrell know he ain't no good. He just got good because he was in the right system.
Exactly. Right system. Right system, and he didn't factor in because he wasn't a starter. Now, if he was a starter, and did what he did, We got to save money, man.
And that's what he's got to remember, too. We got a starter, and you're not it. You weren't it last year, which is why we're not thinking about paying you just yet. You got to win that job first. First
Right,
A,
yeah,
and then B.
Then we got all these free agents coming up. We got a lot of free agents coming up, man.
And yep. And you know how that goes. Some of them kids that come in that nobody else picked up, man, Bobby Turner and Kyle Shanahan make them into stars. So, yep.
No, man. Man, that killer, man. Oh, my God. Killer's killing me. Oh, my God, he's killing me.
Curtis, it's going to work out, though. Curtis, we got to go, though, Curtis. If you get time, get back on it this Sunday, will you?
Man, we come back along.
Sunday.
Sunday? Okay.
All right. So, Curtis, you have a good night now. All right.
You too, brother. You be safe, brother.
Thanks,
you
man.
your family, man.
Oh, thanks, Curtis. You too now.
All right.
Yeah, that's a thing, Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in this. I just don't know. See, because I got Raheem's magic out there, and I really like it. I don't want to see it leak. Last commission? Is it Elliot? Seems like I lost my mic, though. Elliot. Because he wasn't catching the ball last year that much. He did make one great play against the Saints, though, didn't he? Eli.
Yep.
Eli, what's up?
Yes, ¿cómo estás?
Hey, ¿cómo estás? Mi amigo.
Hey, Ronbo. Mi amigo, Mexico. The way you say that, man, I love it. I love it.
Man, the term is just so warm. Like my friends, but my friends don't say anything. Mi casa, tu casa, ese. So I come in, I eat up all the food, drink all the beer. Ron, you go too far, man.
Yeah, you went too far on that part, man. Yeah, there's carne asada there too if you want some.
Don't start talking food, Eli. I can't
oh man, let me tell you, I almost got a heart attack by hearing this shit about Raheem, man. What the hell? Hey, did he ever sign with the other teams?
No, that's what's so crazy, which makes you wonder, nobody else noticed that he's a good running back? I've always thought that about him, though.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if I was him, I would just keep my mouth shut. Or I don't know if it's just him or it's his agent. They need to fire his ass too, man. Jeez.
Partly.
What the hell's going on?
He talks it over with his agent. And you know how agents are, because agents get paid according to how much you get paid, right? So they're probably talking back and forth. And the agent probably says, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play hardball with these guys. Is that okay with you? What do you mean hardball? Well, I'm going to tell them, listen, we got to have an expanded contract, or you got just trade me then. If you can't, See, that's too much. You can't say pay me or trade me. You only had 1 year. It was a good year, but still.
Yeah, he only, I don't know, but just because he did all those, 4 touchdowns, now he thinks he should be getting paid more? I mean, he already signed the contract. He cannot do nothing about it now.
I know.
Don't you think, Ronbo? What do you think?
No, I agree. I feel bad for him, though, because the contract he has, Eli, there's no money on it. It's just he's got to play. If he doesn't play, he doesn't get paid. There's no guaranteed money on his contract, which I don't know why he agreed to that contract in the first place. So,
Exactly. So it's not the Niners' fault. It's not
No.
the Niners' fault, is it?
No, it's not.
I mean,
you should have.
you just gotta play with it. You gotta play with it.
Because what the Niners are thinking, if you don't want to get no guaranteed money, so I'm gonna give you 2.37 a year then. All right? And then Dream says, okay. When really, had he had a guaranteed contract, it probably would have been closer to maybe $2 million. So, or maybe 1.8 or 1.9. It's a special teams guy.
Yeah.
So, a backup running back, emergency backup running back. So he's got a bad contract.
I don't know. So let's say that they did give him the money, but what about Kittle?
I know, right?
Kittle's waiting for his. You know, it's gonna be a big mess up thing right now.
I know.
So hopefully they'll work it out. I'm sure Shanahan. I know he's gonna get someone that he's gonna put him right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna make plays.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope. I really do like number 31, Raheem.
Oh.
I mean, he was the 31, right?
He's electric, man.
Good
He's electric. He's a good
But,
football player. Man, I don't know. Eli. These are the bad parts of football. The business end. The things that this gets really ugly for a few weeks, and you were sitting there thinking you feel weird about the guy you used to like. Even George Kittle with his agent. I was actually a little pissed off at Kittle because he wouldn't tell his agent to step off. You know, you go too far, man. I don't need $20 million a year. What are you doing? You know, so
man, that's crazy.
Control your guy. Don't make him say things to ruin your image. I mean, I understand it's money, but still, come on, man. So I don't know where it's going.
These agents, I don't know. Hopefully he'll get these things what he wants, and hopefully he'll start working out. You know, with I don't know what is it that they're giving him now that he's getting. How much is it?
He gets 2 point. He gets 2.37, something like that. You know, but there's no guaranteed money. So if he doesn't play, he doesn't get paid.
But he has to play to make something happen, right?
Yeah,
so,
he can't sit out.
Well, I just hope for the best on Ronbo. You know, you cannot get in love with these players because at the end of the day, and they end up screwing all of us up.
No, you know.
You always do get in love with all those players. I heard you.
Yeah, I know. I do. I can't help it, Eli. I be liking the players, man. I love these guys, man. Some of them are just like George Kittle, man, one of my favorite dudes, man. I like him.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I really like him. Jimmy G.
Oh,
I mean, I'm the first guy to start arguing with people. They start mentioning my guys' names, man. So, you know.
Oh, man. You know, but it's all good. You know, hopefully, Frank Gore. Oh, I love that guy, but oh well.
I still hate
it's business, right? It's business.
I know, man, and I still hate Balky because of that. But anyway, Eli, I gotta go, fam. Let me see you Sunday if you get a chance, because I rarely hear from you. Good to hear from you, man.
Well, I know. Same here, Rama. Well, I always listen to you.
I know, man. He's actually Güero.
Güero Tijuana. Güero. You take care. God bless you, man.
You same here, man. Back to you.
Man.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. Anyway, let's see. Here's Johnny. Okay. Rebel D. Rebel D on the phone? Okay, because I got to read it from here. Okay. He said, I'm in the house. Just wanted to let you know Raheem needs to get off his high horse. So, is he serious? I wouldn't be so sure Coleman is going anywhere. Yeah, I know Coleman's got a 2-year contract, I think. So this is going to be second year of it, yeah. And if Johnny said, hey, listen, I know I may sound weak of me to follow his blackmail, but if we lose him, we can kiss our Super Bowl ambitions goodbye. You know, one thing that nobody can argue, Raheem Mostert can carry that rock. I mean, he really is amazing. So, we'll see. Elliot! Elliot.
Hello?
Elliot, come on in, man. Come on in and join the what do we do or how do we feel about Raheem? Is he out of order? And of course, no man can be out of order asking for more money. But come on, Raheem. Can you negotiate this quietly? You just came in last year. You know, you signed a contract to be a special teams guy. Okay, you had a great season as a running back, but don't go crazy on us. You know, so yeah. What are you thinking? Elliot. Elliot. I said, Big John, big thanks for that contribution, John. I said something about months of unproductive talks, and Ronbo makes me very skeptical of what his time in San Fran really means to the front office. Yeah, it's really interesting to see, though. You know what, John? I think they don't look at him as a premier running back. They look at him as a special teams guy. I wonder what they were talking about. This is when you always want to be a fly in the wall. I would be a fly living in Santa Clara for the entire offseason. I want to know what's going on around there. But you're right. I guess this is the first year that Raheem actually had any real strength behind his conversation. And now he does, and now he's screaming. All right, that's not the way to handle it, though. All right, and Sheik. Oh, Sheik. Sheik. So hell. All right. Hey, Clarence, come on in, man.
Hey, Ronbo, can you hear me?
Clarence, I can hear you loud and clear.
I muted myself.
What?
Ronbo.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Off. I muted myself. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. If you want to take his call, it's all good.
Well, where is Clarence? Is Clarence still on the line?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. All right. Okay, Sheik, hold on then.
Yeah, it's all
you know
good.
how we do.
Enjoy the call, brother.
We'll control that mute. Okay, hold on.
Appreciate it, Sheik.
Clarence, as you know, we're going back and forth about Raheem Mostert. We want to continue to like Raheem Mostert because he's a likable guy. But these are one of those things that make fans go wild because we don't know the whole story. It's just like John pointed out. You wonder how the 49ers really feel about Raheem Mostert if they've been talking for months. And Clarence, remember, they considered letting Raheem Mostert leave last year. He had to leave and come back. And now he comes in and he beats up the Green Bay Packers dang near by himself. So now he said, look, guys, I could use a little bit more money, if you know what I mean. I am Raheem Mostert. I've done a good job for you. So, and I can't get mad at him about that. But what do you think?
I got 2 points tonight here. First point, Kittle and Mosley need to both fire their agents. They don't know. They just don't seem to understand the 49ers way of negotiating.
True.
Shut the you know what up, and we'll take care of you when it's time to take care of you. Second point, if Mostert wants to get paid Tevin Coleman's money, they're probably have to cut Tevin Coleman to do that, and I don't know if they're ready to do that yet.
That's a good point.
And if Mostert wants to get paid that Tevin Coleman money, then he's got to do the extra Tevin Coleman things that he does.
He's got to be a starter. Yeah.
You got to block like you're supposed to, and you got to be able to catch the ball. And then not fumble it and do anything else. He needs to do the starter's work to get the starter's pay.
Clarence, people are pointing this out tonight. I never paid any attention to one thing. Mostert's blocking. I never noticed or paid any attention to his blocking ability or inability. I got to go back and watch now if I can catch him out there blocking or not. I never paid that any attention.
Yeah, I still have to do that too. Yep, I still have to do that to look at it. But, those are two things that Tevin Coleman does well, is block and catch the ball. Although they didn't utilize him that well last year. Well, that's another conversation.
Matty B couldn't block either. They were too light in the pants, for one thing.
Yeah, so that would be my 2 cents on the entire deal. Fire both the agents. And Kittle, Kittle already told us this week, he's like, yeah, I ain't holding out. I'll be here. I'm here.
I'm a captain. So, I'm gonna carry myself in that fashion. I love it. See, that's what I'm thinking about George Kittle.
Yeah.
That's why some of the things being said. Oh, come on, man, George didn't say that, and he's not asking for $20 million a year either. The media was asking for $20 million. That's not his style.
Like that.
So Yeah. So how you feeling? You're feeling then. How did you feel about Raheem Mostert before last week, as a player and a person?
It was fine. As a player and a person, I thought it was great. You figure he takes pride in his special teams. He calls the kid Gunner. So so you're probably getting paid as a special teams player more than a lot would be.
I'd say he's on top.
I'd say he's on the top 10% of all players that are playing special teams specifically. We'll call it that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking field goal kickers and everything else. Three a year. Robbie gets paid more, but he's Robbie Gold.
You're asking for, right. You're right. Exactly. You're asking for Robbie Gold money right now, and if he can do it, like I said, if he can do it this year, then yes, pay him. That's fine.
Oh, you got to change his category.
It to me yet.
Yeah, you know what's funny, Clarence? Here's the thing: let's say Mostert has a bust-out year. Next year, he gains over 1,000 yards. Now he's no longer a special teams player. I can't put him on that contract anymore. In fact, I don't even know if I want him playing special teams anymore because of the risk involved. So now you do write him a new contract, and Mostert should understand that you've elevated yourself to another status as a running back. Okay, so maybe we're gonna play a little more, put on a little size. We're going to expand your role, and you're going to come out and you're going to earn that spot, and then we start talking about a new contract. But we got enough problems right now without you deciding to say, look, I need to get paid because of last year. Yeah, that's immature on his part and his agent. So, yeah.
Right, and what Dollar Bill Will said is like, he's not a bell cow back. He's not a Derrick Henry back guy that should be paid the $5 million a year, or an Ezekiel Elliott type guy where he's the guy getting 20 to 30 carries a game. Like Will says, you're only getting maybe 8 carries a game, 9 carries a game.
And I didn't even realize that.
Very small amounts. Which technically, if you look at it, does blow up his his yard average. Yeah. Because he has fewer carries. Yeah. Right. It's like saying, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm talking to Elliot now. Okay. Elliot, we got to pull up. We ran out of time here. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, Clarence,
hey, Ronbo,
Clarence, we ran out of time.
God bless you, sir.
Thanks, fam. I'll see you Sunday if you get a chance, okay?
All right.
All right. Nice.
I'll try.
Looking forward. And now we go back and find Sheik. Hey, oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had. Okay. Elliot! Sorry, Elliot. Wow, he was here a minute ago. Elliot, come on in. We've been to Elliot before. That's what the problem was. Elliot? All right. But anyway, we're going to.
It's my turn. It's my turn, Ronbo.
Yes, come on. I thought it was. Anyway, Sheik, come on in, man.
What's up, bro? And sorry for the inconvenience. I was on mute. I didn't want to be all loud, so I was like, "Oh shit."
No, it's okay.
So anyway,
it's cool.
So what's going on, man? How you doing?
We're like we're discussing as if we had a right. We're discussing Heem's future in life. Hey, Sheik. Here's the thing, because this team is so delicate right now regarding cash, because that's what winning teams do. They go through off-season drama each and every year. It's our turn. But what I didn't see, though, George Kittle you expect. It's like Taryn pointed out, Fred Warner could come in and say, listen, guys, I'm kind of tired of the rookie contract. I have meant more to this linebacking crew than pretty much some of the Pro Bowlers around the league. And he pointed out Mosley. Mosley says, I came in and rescued the team. I mean, if Akello Witherspoon had been playing, I'm sure we wouldn't have won as many games. You can get real nasty. And then Raheem says, his agent says anyway, listen, Tevin Coleman is not more valuable to this running back crew than Raheem Mostert. Whoa! Oh! I feel like I've been hit with a haymaker. So, I don't know. I started off this show saying, he deserves more money, guys. Now I don't know. Maybe he should wait until next year. What do you think? I don't want to be on team show.
No, I get it. I get it. Right? I get it. He's making currently right now, like 2.5. He wants to make 4.55 with Coleman gets right now.
Yeah.
Yes, he's definitely better than Coleman right now, but let's be real, guys. And like the other callers have been saying, half of the season, it was Breida and Coleman most of the season.
Yep.
And then Mostert came on later on this season. Like, I get it. He's definitely a it maker now. He's definitely shown he's worth it, but you should blame your agents. His agent is the cause of all of this. It's not the 49ers. It's not Mostert. It's his agent. He should have not done that deal. It should have been like a 1 year or two, not a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he's betting on his thing. That's your if you're 20, you're going to be 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And
what kind of deal is that for a 28-year-old? Yeah.
Exactly. And he had like his one of his camp. I know definitely it's coming from his camp with the fake account that he came with the I or L, whatever that was. He came out with that boat. Like what is that?
That's
what
entertainment.
Kind of, like idiotic. What an idiotic move is that from your camp? That's like this is the. And the 49ers, when Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch came in this organization, there's nothing want to be leaked. And that's including the agents. The agents F that up. Yeah. And if you don't have that problem of you want to get paid, then don't make that contract for your client. And
then start whining about it later. Yeah.
And whining about it, you're made it like half of the season. And you're not even a starter, technically. You should fire. The first thing you need to do is fire your agent. Go talk to Sherman. What he's doing. Become your own agent and bet on yourself, and make that deal in midway of the season. Come back to the 49ers and make that contract. It's very simple. That's how he does. Just like he did last. That's it.
There's no need to be shouting in the media. Let's just talk about it. You know, for every game you start, you get this amount. Every game you go over this amount of yards, you start. Anything over a touchdown equals. Look at this. Look at the amount there. All right. And also, Raheem, if at the end of the year you get X amount of carries, that's going to be worth something too. That's why we ask you to gain a little size. We're going to expand your role, and let's go forward. And then you go about and tell everybody that you got to get paid more money. Well, what's up, man? I thought we were friends. I'd really make them feel bad. God.
And I get it. Like Ronbo, like Mostert been like on 4 or 5 teams,
6,
and he finally found his 6. Yeah, and he's finally found his way of playing football now because the Shanahan family is. Dad did it. We had Clinton Portis, and they traded his butt over there. He's gone. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan, the Shanahan family always found a way of running backs. That's why I am not so nervous, but at the same time, I want him back. But cut the 49ers some little slack. We have Kittle. Learn from Kittle what he said. Be a captain. I want to be there for my team, and I will need to show the right of leader skills. Mm-hmm. Listen, the leadership is learn from Kittle. Learn from Warner. You know, like you said, Warner is not asking to want to be, give me paid. Warner deserves every penny.
K1 Williams. Badass. He needs to be paid more than he's getting paid too, right? So these guys aren't running up. Hey, where's my money?
Right. And the thing is, like all the wide receivers that went down, and I know Big Show's not going to like this, but Kendrick Bourne has been doing his thing, and against the Rams on 3rd and 16, he got that game, man.
Well,
you don't see him whining and complaining.
It's
He's
a
not
big
whining
show.
and complaining about it. Let's be real. Come on, man. That's why the money is. I know it's a business. It's not personal, but come on, man. Think logic. Who is the cause of all this problem?
Yeah, so
it's your agent.
Yes, it is. Sheik, we got to roll. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, I'll be looking for you Sunday, all right? Let's see what we're going to do.
Hey, you might come a little early, but there's a Jamal Adams watch, so it might happen.
No, I'm thinking that's going to be the Sunday subject anyway, because I was the one hooping and hollering about, hey, man, ain't nobody want no Jamal Adams, man. He's paying too much. Now the 49ers, I knew they'd check into it, though. All right, Sheik. See you Sunday.
Let me just get this real short and sweet. If you're not if you don't want to be in the championship team, we'll send your ass to the Jets. Just say, faithful, hit that like for Ronbo Sports, sub, share, and follow all platforms. And shout out to the Ronbo fan club. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, baby. Go Niners.
Always love to hear from you, Sheik. Have a good night, fam. See
Love
you
you
Sunday.
You too.
And there he is. That man from Bama. A Niners for the ride. Ride. I must have scared Rod. Or it's late in Bama. Rod might be out. Especially on a
Finally,
Friday.
the rod has come back to Rumble Live.
Rod. Well, Rod.
What to do, Ronbo?
Rod, man, you're so funny because I started off the program feeling a little sympathetic toward Raheem. But now that a lot of the points been brought up here, I actually had my thinking's been altered a little bit, Rod. I think Raheem, I don't know that he should. His contract's already been made. Would you please play a few more games before you start talking about getting mad money and getting paid TC money? And I mean, come on, man, you've been a running back in a system that is made for you. But wait a minute, will you? Where are you at on this, Rod?
Man, y'all stop being so emotional, Ronbo. Bottom line is this dude came, played special teams to a team. You know what I'm saying?
He did a great job.
He got you know what I'm saying? He got re-signed under the contract and as a special teams player. And Ronbo, I know you remember this because we done talked about this a couple of times before, but in the beginning when it was Breida and it was
TC?
What's the guy name?
Tevin Coleman?
Yeah. No, it wasn't
Carlos Hyde?
Coleman, not the first year.
You're going way back to the beginning. Carlos. Carlos had me in tears every week.
Well, no, I'm saying when it was supposed to be Breida and it was supposed to be Jared McKinnon.
Right. The following year.
Raheem, when he came back off of the injury, he was running the ball like he wanted to be a starter. If you remember, we were talking about this. This was during preseason.
You talking about Mostert, Rod?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm speaking about Mostert.
Yeah, he made it look easy.
He was playing. He really did. It's like, you had Breida who played well. And, of course, McKinnon got hurt. We had another running back. I can't remember who his name was, but anyway, the bottom line is the guy played past the potential or the projections what we thought he would play. And you got to keep something in mind, man. This brother is 28 years old.
Yeah.
So if he does wait this contract out, approaching the age of 30, he's not going to get much more. So the truth of the matter is this is probably the best time for him to make some noise. Now, I hear you guys making the comment that he did it the wrong way, but, man, come on. It's freaking football, man. It's been COVID-19 all summer. Hell, give me some drama. I take it. Because it's one thing I know about our locker room, and all you faithful guys know it too. Man, our locker room ain't finna let that nonsense come into play. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We got enough personalities in that locker room to not allow it to get out of hand. Probably being that Joe Staley is gone, hell, even if it ain't nobody but McGlinchey taking the helms of leadership now, I just don't see Raheem Mostert being a guy that could just disrupt the locker room flow and have guys, at odds with one another. I don't think it's like that. Furthermore, you got to get up the praise to what's the person named Parag Brown, the one that writes those contracts. Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna make no contract signings that don't make sense. So, I mean, credit him for that.
But that's true.
Yeah, and I mean, and then my last point would be, if you remember, now this past season, that he had good in the beginning. Of course, Breida had a good showing. Because if you remember, Breida, I think the first carry against Cleveland took one to the house. Tevin
I
Coleman had a
watched that
game
so
where
many
he
times.
scored 4 touchdowns.
Oh.
I mean, the bottom line is, dudes, you came in the second half of the season and shined, and I mean, congratulations on that. But also keep in mind, around the second half of the season, you got a guy by the name of Emmanuel Sanders at wide receiver as well. So it was more or less all of the pieces were starting to come into play, and you just so happen to be one that benefited from it. So I'm with everybody else, man. Give me one more solid season. Give me one solid season, bro.
Roger,
and even
Roger, your microphone. Are you?
Give me the week 12, Ronbo.
Give you the week 12. Yeah, by then, it should be pretty clear that he's established as a star. You know, Rod, one thing about the 49ers, they will not cheat the man. If he's all that he thinks he's worth, the 49ers are going to pay him. That I know, because they would have paid Carlos if Carlos would have been any good, and he was going to reach 30. How old is Carlos now? He's over 30 now, right? So, you know, these guys, calm down is what they need to do. Rod, we got to go. We out of time. Let me see you Sunday, huh?
We'll do that, man.
Right.
Always good hollering at you, Rumble. Sorry it took so long, man. This former vet is a Walmart employee, so we've been catching it.
I bet. Oh, God, I bet so. All right, Rod. You have a good night, fam. Get that rest.
Do me a favor. Just tell them who we are, dog.
Yes, indeed. Niners for Rod.
Now we'll get that filter, Adrian Gutierrez.
Adrian Gutierrez, I know he can stand it down. I was going to say, Roger, you're pretty close to that mic. No problem, Rod. All right, fam. Good night. Oh, here he comes. And it's not even Monday Night Raw. And I noticed Trey Monday Night Raw, you guys prowling out in there. But for right now, it's, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show. Show. I thought you were way harsh in the beginning when I first read your comment. And now I realize, well, yes and maybe no. Haim does need to just calm it down a little bit. But Show, go ahead. What are you thinking here?
Well, first of all, he's made it publicly clear to everyone that he wants more money or he is demanding to leave this team. And if this were to happen in New England, he would have been shipped out the moment that statement came out.
Oh, yesterday.
Belichick would have had no problem shipping him out
afternoon. Yeah.
For a draft pick. Mm. And I felt that's what the 49ers should have done as soon as that statement came out. As soon as that statement came out, they should have found a team for him. You don't demand more money when you have a year left in your contract.
Two.
And secondly, you don't give two running backs $4 million each, and that's $16 million tied up into running backs. When you have Trent Williams, whose contract is going to cost us a lot next year, George Kittle is going to cost us at least $13. Yeah. George Kittle is going to cost us at least $13 million next year. And not only that, you have Kyle Juszczyk, who's a free agent next year. And you know Kyle Shanahan doesn't want to get rid of him. He'd be glad to get rid of Raheem Mostert before Kyle Juszczyk, who does 10,000 times things better than Raheem Mostert.
Well, so let me ask you a question on that. I just want that one point you just made. I just realized something. Is Raheem Mostert looking to get out of San Francisco? Because here's the thing. You're right. You can't pay
He's made it clear.
2 and 3 running backs $4 million apiece.
No, that's economically.
If
it
we
doesn't
had
make
only
economic
two,
sense to.
Yeah, if we only had 1 or 2 running backs, or a running back and a reserve, okay, but you can't have all those running backs and everybody gets 4 something each. That's right, isn't it? I hadn't even thought about that.
This guy played half of the season and thinks he's Thor and wants money now when he has a year left on his contract.
Thor.
I saw Mike McGlinchey. We were on the 40-yard line. I saw Mike McGlinchey on the 10-yard line blocking a hole for him. Ronbo, you and I could have sat back there and had lunch, and and then we could have ran through those holes ourselves. You know what I mean? That's what people don't That's what people. I'm surprised people didn't give enough credit to the offensive line, who was built to run.
They've got that zone blocking system down. They got it. That's what's good. That's so good about having them all together for so long. Those guys know what they're doing now. And George Kittle, he comes in, and the 49ers have 7 guys out there on the offensive line with, if you consider Juice's efforts out there as well. So you're right.
And not only that, Ronbo, Raheem Mostert's 28 years old, and he's going to be turning 29 this year.
I thought he was coming into his 28th year.
I'm not sure when his birthday is, but he's going to be turning 29 soon. And once you hit 29 as a running back, your life is fairly short. You know what I mean? Like, your legs aren't as fresh as they used to be, especially in Kyle Shanahan's office, where he runs you where you can't feel your legs anymore. And Raheem Mostert's legs, I'm not sorry, but Raheem Mostert's legs are not going to be the same if he this coming into the season.
Yeah, there's only one Frank.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, or Adrian Peterson.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Peterson and Gore, that's crazy. 30 plus and running as hard as they were years ago. That's true.
And so I'm sorry, Raheem, but you're not part of this future. You're not part of our future, and good luck elsewhere. I mean, you would at least get $4 million 2 years tops. You've got a lot of nerve asking for a lot of money. When we have to pay one of the most important pieces on our team, the left tackle position, a lot of money. And you have the nerve to disrupt what we're trying to achieve, going back to the Super Bowl and actually winning it. This is what tears teams apart. This is what tore our 2013 apart, when players came out like this, wanting more money.
I know.
And they were coming out in the woodworks and dragging Harbaugh down the streets, and that's what tore our locker room apart. And it has a trickle-down effect, right? It has a trickle-down effect, Rob. But when a player sees that and they're not going to get paid, okay, well, I want to go elsewhere. That's what's going to happen.
God,
you know, I want to go. They're chasing money.
And so we didn't even win the Super Bowl.
That's what it
Imagine if we
down
would have
to.
won. Good God.
Yep.
Anyway.
So,
and so
once you start chasing money,
the team starts to dissolve.
All kinds of problems start to arise. It starts to dissolve, and everyone wants to leave, and
that's why you got to.
It's not a pretty picture. We experienced that back in 2014. So,
that's why you got to be.
And I'm not about to experience it again when we're in a Super Bowl window. So,
all right,
let him walk. Get a draft his replacement next year.
All right, Joe. Good stuff.
And one more quick point, Rombo. At the beginning of the show, there was a couple of people that were on your side of the court, and then public opinion started forming, and it sounds like everyone's on my side of the court now. I kind of won this argument.
There you go, Joe. He's better. Good for you, Joe. All right. Let's see you Sunday.
Yeah. All right. Take care, guys. Stay safe. All right. Shout out to the TNT family. Take care.
Night, Joe. Even I've moved. I haven't moved all the way to the right. I'm somewhere a little. Well, I'm probably left to the right, just slightly. I moved closer towards Show's side as well. He's got to realize, wait a minute, do next year and then. And Barack O'Neider, thanks. He says, can we trade Big Show? What kind of draft pick can we get? Round 23. Shalii. Wow.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Shalii, man, it's like an interesting situation there because in my wildest imagination, what I would have came up with, all of a sudden, Raheem Mostert says, pay me or trade me. What? What? No. Did you just say that? No way. He may be. I'm amazed. But Shalio, I mean, are you in the Big Show school? Or where are you? Everybody's in the Big Show camp now. But Shalio, come on in, man. Oh, God.
Rumbo, I had a call today.
Hey.
It was an unexpected
Texas?
call. It was from Dak Prescott. And he called me. He said, Can we take Raheem Mostert? How about them Cowgirls? How about them Lambs?
Take the Brickle.
How about the Seahawks? How about the Arizona play card Cardinals with paid spectators?
Yeah.
And last but not least, how about them Oakland, Las Vegas, Trader Raider Chippendales?
Oh, God. Well, I tell you, this is it. You know, like Sho just said, this is how your team starts to fall apart. You work hard for years, Shalil, sometimes, to get to the top of the heap, and it's always tough on top. And now things start to sort of get frayed around the edges. You know, you start dripping oil in the driveway. So you drive out, see those little spots, and you start, oh my God, no! And you hear that little noise as you're driving down the road. And you know something's wrong. It's him. Today, how do we fix this?
You know, Rumbo, when I talk about the badge, I talk about the badge. SF, I'm all about the badge. Players come and go.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the players. I'm a fan of whoever's playing in that logo. And my thing is this: I don't know if it's from the agent or I don't know if it's from Raheem Mostert. All I heard was he wants a trade. He wants a trade. Send his ass out of here, because you know something. Look what happened to Matt Breida. He wanted money. He wanted money too. Yeah, we sent him to Miami. Oh, Buckner, you want money too? You want a little bit more cheddar? Yeah, go to Indianapolis. Go over there. Our running back core right now, before what was it? Matt Breida was there, and Tevin Coleman. When Matt Breida, he got injured, right? And then Raheem Mostert came in. He fit in because our running backs coach makes any running back great. Any running back. And
so we can trust it.
You know, I want to. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about him. We got the coaches that can make anybody run. It's like somebody suggested you could give the ball to Debo and probably still get the same results. Wow.
Right. We make any running back great. And, you know, that kind of pisses me off. As a fan, that pisses me off where he wants to trade. And he's under contract with us, so why is he BSing? He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but more money. You wake up today and you saw Tevin Coleman's contract and you got a little greedy? What's going on here?
And, you know, Coleman's contract, well, I think, here's the thing, because he knows he's a little better than Coleman as far as running the ball. But you know what? Shio, did you ever notice whether or not Raheem blocks? I never paid that any attention. Because every time I'm watching
I never seen him block.
Yeah, I never noticed that. I didn't think about that. That may be why he only came in after Coleman started. Because there's other things Kyle wants you to do besides run the ball. He needs for you to block. Everybody needs to block. Wide receivers, everybody needs to block. So maybe he wasn't that good at that. I didn't really notice.
And the previous caller said that he was in the middle of the season, and now he wants a contract. He didn't play a full season, Rumbo. He played like half of the season, and he wants a contract. Oh, big boy now, huh? No.
Yeah,
F that.
He's got.
We got good running backs here. We got Salvin Ahmad coming in. I want to see JaMychal Hasty.
I know everybody's excited about.
We still got to see Jerick McKinnon, and we got a very good running back in Tevin Coleman. So,
yeah, no, he's Coleman.
We got a good
I'm not a fan.
Running back by committee.
Yeah, TC bothers me, but the rest of those guys, I do want to see what the kids look like that we just picked up. But you know what? You can't get mad at Mostert for asking for money. I just didn't appreciate the way you use the term "trade me." Otherwise, whoa.
Yeah, that rubbed me the wrong way, and it rubbed some of the Niner Empire the wrong way. That makes any fan mad. You want to get traded? Go, leave. Bye.
Yeah. Belichick would have said, "Well,
send him to Siberia. They'll play over there, you know.
Yeah,
somewhere cold.
Yeah, yeah, East Coast. You know, especially 27, 28 years old, you don't want to be running in no cold weather right now. Those hamstrings Twang.
We
You hear
could
it.
ship Pettis there too. You know,
I
you
knew
want
you.
Pettis for Jamal Adams? Come on, bring
There
us
you go.
bring us Jamal Adams. Come on.
Salil, we're out of time. I'm gonna see you on see you on Sunday, okay?
Shout out to the Night Empire. Shout out to Bashar and the crew, Somi, Utah. Thanks for the platform, Rumbo. You have a good night.
And
Wash your hands and hit those likes.
Yo. Thanks, fam. Thanks, Salil.
Night, Rumbo.
And it's Bryant. We haven't talked to him in a long time. Bryant.
Whoa, I got on tonight. Hey, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic. How's you and that fantastic family of yours doing?
Pretty good. We wanted to call and wish you a happy birthday a couple of days ago, but you've been having a lot of calls.
Happy birthdays.
I hope you had a good birthday.
Oh, I
Good
was
Niner
fun.
birthday.
I got my favorite chocolate cheesecake. I was as happy as could be.
Awesome. So I called in because I wanted to join into the topic, and I just wanted to know, do you really think Tevin Coleman played up to what his contract said last year?
Now, Brian, nobody brought that point up tonight. That's wow. God, that's a good point. So maybe that's what Mostert's thinking. Look, you know what? He gets wet, and I was way more valuable this season than he was. Hey, but Brian, did you ever notice whether Mostert blocks or not? I never paid that any attention. You know how serious that is with Kyle.
I didn't really notice if he blocked or not. I don't know if he really was necessarily for blocking, because at the time when he would come in, I believe what happened with the team last year is Tevin Coleman would come in, and then when Mostert would come in, there would be a change of pace, and then they brought Breida in, or vice versa. But Breida started fumbling, and then we couldn't trust Breida after that. I know Breida is a fan favorite, but that's what happened. Kyle lost trust in Breida, and then Tevin Coleman and Breida both got hurt. But during the time when Mostert would come in, it would be like second quarter, third quarter, he'd be coming in, and he'd be gashing everybody.
Oh.
And yeah, he'd get like 10 carries and get 100 yards. So, yes, I think he definitely outplayed his contract. But as far as Tevin Coleman continuing to get outpaid, when you sign a contract, and you're supposed to get paid for what it is. If you get, hurt or if you're not playing or whatever, you still sign that contract. It's like you didn't play any games, but that's what you agreed to, play. But Mostert, I really think he is maybe in a way. He was a special teams guy, but we called him on to play more games. And I think if he didn't break his arm against the Raiders a couple of years ago,
he was going to have a huge
if he wouldn't have broke his arm, that we might have won a couple more games. We might have really won a couple more games because we have a lot of good talent. And even though we were losing games, the Niners had a lot of grit and a lot of guys that fought. They weren't scrubs. And now we just got a couple more pieces on the team, and everybody's playing better. So if some way Parag can make some magic and give the guy some more money, I know it's really hard to say, hey, I want more money when you got a good chance of winning a Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, you got to worry about yourself because you do. They can get you to the Super Bowl and then next year cut you because they didn't need you. At a certain point, Mostert's been on 6 teams. He does want to get paid or get a little bit of a, some kind of I don't know. So that's what I feel. I think, if they can work a little bit and give him a little bit of money, cool. But if not, and he wants to walk, let him walk.
Yeah.
That's his choice. That's his choice. We're at the cusp right now. We can win a Super Bowl. We should have won last year, but we're right there, And I mean, if any of the Niners don't want to stay, let them go because there's, like everybody else has been saying, when you're on a losing team, nobody wants to come to you. But when you're on a winning team, everybody seems to want to come to you.
You'll
And
feel
right
that
now,
void really quick.
everybody wants to they want to be red and gold. So, I don't know. I think everything is speculation right now. I think a lot of this is just like clickbait because, like Joe Staley topic, they knew what was going to happen with Joe Staley before the draft. They knew he was going to retire. And the whole thing like this, maybe his agent's trying to make some waves and, get his guy paid. But at the end of the day, he's either going to be a red and gold or he's going to be somewhere else. And he's on 6 teams, so somebody will pick him up.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I want Frank Gore back.
I know. Frank will be back. Frank's probably going to play 2 more years. He's amazing. But, if the 49ers do make a deal, it would just be for a draft pick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but if Gore was in if Gore was in Kyle's offense, it don't matter. He'll get numbers. Kyle can get anybody's number. So Frank Gore can be 40 years old, 50 years old out there and still be doing it. And I believe that guy's got it in him.
He's
All right,
amazing.
Ronbo, thank you so much. And I will call in again.
Yeah,
You
it's
and your
great to hear
family
from
have
you,
a great
too.
night.
You too.
And yeah, go Niners. And shout out to everybody out there, Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms, and you guys all know your guys' names. Go Niners. Love you all. Bye.
Good night, Grant. Brian, there's Captain Crunch. There's got to be a Fruit Loops in. Who's Tony the Tiger? There. Hey, it's like, oh yeah, Barack O'Donnell. Hyde ain't working with Shanny. Stop it. Hey, that's a mistake that almost each and every one of us made tonight. We're saying that anybody could come in and do a good job with Kyle Shanahan. I don't know. Carlos is not one of those examples. But you know what's so funny about Carlos? Carlos took off and went to Cleveland and was doing okay. I don't know why the Browns got rid of him, other than they had a cheaper running back, I guess. Dre Phantom.
What's up, Ronbo?
Dre, you need to you got to mute that back. It's something that's giving the playback. You got a feedback.
Is that better?
Testing one. Yeah, that did it.
Dre. Okay,
man,
cool.
It's been a long time, man. Tonight's matter is we're in here deciding the future of Raheem Mostert. I don't know. At the beginning of the show, I said, he deserves something. He did a great job last year. But then again, if you look at everything equally, well, maybe he should wait until next year. I mean, I'm with everybody now. Show wants him to get the hell up out of here. I don't know if I want all that. But he does still need to wait until next year and prove some more that he deserves a bigger contract. But what do you think?
I agree with you. I'm really curious, like what was the language between the agent and then the Niners in the front office, because how did it just seemed like it snowballed into him requesting a trade. So naturally on the fan side you're like, what, and you just like, it's easy for us to make our players expendable when we feel like they've dissed the Niners. But I agree with you. I feel like, I mean, he did an amazing job. He deserves something. But maybe you should wait till next year, like you said, to ask for a trade right now, even though we don't know all of the details and the talks behind the scenes.
I really wish what were they talking about? It took them months, and they just sort of, what? It's like Adrian Gutierrez, I just noticed, put up there too. Yeah, but how many guys run 4.3 at the running back position? Dre, I forgot about all that speed. Boy, I love some speed, boy. And Mostert's got plenty of it. That's why he shoots through there so fast. People don't understand. He makes that look easy because he's so hella fast.
Right. Super, super fast. So yeah. So is there any comeback from this point? Is he gone for sure? What you think?
No, the 49ers, the ball's in the 49ers court. He has 2 more years left on that contract. Now, the 49ers can say, Raheem, we understand your pain, but you signed a contract. You've only put in 1 year on a 3-year contract. We don't want to trade you. So the next decision is yours to make. What are you going to do? And everybody knows, it's like Dion pointed out way early in the program, he's got a family. He's got no guaranteed money on that contract. He's not going to sit out. So 49ers actually could call his bluff, and we're not trading you, so what are you going to do? You're going to play, aren't you? Yes, right. Of course he is. It's kind of, kind of sad, but still. But if he does good next year, Dre, I think the 49ers would expand his contract, though.
I agree. I totally agree with that. And I think that's fair.
And they should tell him.
That's totally fair.
Yeah. They should tell him, listen, you guys understand, from a business point of view, we have no business actually adding more to that contract. What we need to do is we need to see him do more at that position because he can't. We signed. This is a special teams contract, and he's getting paid more than most people playing special teams. So next year we'll switch over from this to a running back contract. Okay, does that make sense? Is that fair? I think that's fair for everybody, right? And they got to agree because that is fair. You're on a special teams contract. We're not going to. What are we going to expand a special teams contract to $4.5 million? No, and we're not changing this contract right now. So, what are you going to do? That's a scary conversation. I don't know what they're going to do, Dre. I can't imagine.
I don't either. I don't know. I'm curious to see. You know, I guess it'll be coming in the coming weeks. But I just wanted to tap in, man, and say hello. With everything going on in the world, I've just kind of been here and there with everything. So I tuned in a couple of times, but I was like, let me get on and see what's going on and say hey to Ronbo.
Good, Drake. And Dre, this is the place we hide from the rest of the world right now because everything's in a mess. You hear about, you know what, it's so bad, and now they've made some new discoveries about COVID, that it is aerosol-like in nature. You can get over, the way they're talking, you could be across the street from somebody, and if they got that condition, if it's in a closed quarters, it'll drift over. This is the most aggressive, evil thing I've ever heard of. You know what? They're not even through making all the discoveries on that. Oh, it's gotten scary.
Right. It's super crazy, but
taking
only take it one day at a time.
That's what you got to do.
I know, right?
And keep an eye on the 49ers. It keeps your mind straight, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank God for that. For real.
Great.
But I'll chime in with you next time, man.
All right.
Yep, likewise. Take care.
Be back Sunday. All right, fam. Night.
Okay, bye-bye.
And Richard Ray Archuleta, I seen that. Somebody said something about a trade with Jacksonville for Fournette. Can you imagine? But you know what? We run the ball. It's a committee-ran running back situation. Fournette would come over crying about his touches because he's mad in Jacksonville as it was. And I think they were getting ready to get rid of him. Jamal! Oh! Jamal.
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing?
Jamal, doing all right, man. How you doing?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Glad to hear that. And Jamal, no, you know what's so funny? Because I've been collecting your readings. I got them all bookmarked up. I will definitely I haven't had a chance to sit down and focus. My life is a little too hectic, actually. I have to find a way to slow things down. But otherwise, Jamal, we're tonight getting on him about his trade demands and wondering why does he play so hardcore in this situation? What are your feelings on Raheem Mostert?
Raheem, just play out the rest of your contract. And that's what we know your play, though, what a hell of a year he had last season. And that was great. You know, we need some more consistency out of you. And we need to see that more. You know, there's a reason why Kyle has TC as the starter and whatever, and your backup. So just let your play do the talking or whatever, and just let the chips fall where they may, and let that business be behind closed doors. That's really not none of our business or whatever. That's between you and and management. And they'll handle that. And then, once that gets done, then you can come and tweet on Twitter or whatever and say, hey, man, I got me a contract fixing, thank God.
Jamal, I thought you were going to say he could start tweeting about how the 49ers are mistreating him. No.
We're never mistreating anybody, so.
That's true.
Right, you can tweet and just, first of all, man, let that be your business and not ours. And I'm here, I see the other callers and other callers and other people who chimed in. I just say, hey, man, First of all, that's your business, not your personal business. That's not your finances. Don't put that on Twitter so we can see it. Hey, that's between you and management, and if it works out, it works out. Hey, just play out your contract. Let your play through the talking in their hands, and give it to the Lord, because He will provide for you. So it says, don't worry about it. God's got it.
And, Jamal, the 49ers, John Lynch and the guys, they're of the type, especially if next year the cap rolls over to a decent amount. If Raheem Mostert plays next year, he just picks up right where he left off next year and plays the entire 2020 season, I don't think he's going to have to beg for money. They'll realize that they've got something special in him. And this offense, it does cater to his skill set. Really does. So if he can show once again next season that, yes, I am the guy, then I don't think the 49ers are going to argue with him. They don't want to lose him if he's like that next year.
And exactly. So I think and with Cal's offense and things like that, the teams all come back and we pick up where we left off. I'll trust he will have another one of those 212-yard game he had against Green Bay. And so
the Packers
will have one of those again.
Yeah. If we're going to trade with the team, the Packers will take him. The Packers would take Raheem just to keep Raheem from beating them up. Packers say, we'll give you a second-round pick. Yes, please. Let us have him. God, get him off of us.
Man, after what you did to us, not once but twice. First was in week 12, and then again in the NFC Championship game.
Hey, Jamal, now that I think about it, let's say, would you have ever thought about trading for Russell Wilson? Because, honestly, and I don't admit this to Hawks fans, and I'm saying it now because I know the Hawks are done. Was there a time in the last 4 or 5 years that you would like to trade for Russell Wilson?
I've thought about it. That would be nice to have someone like him on the team. He's humble. He's a man of God. And, I would at that time. But, hey, man, we trust in Jimmy. And I think Jimmy's going to do well next year.
I'm talking before Jimmy. Because every time Russell Wilson, every time we played the Hawks, he'd find a way to do a number. Remember that last game when he threw that touchdown? Eric Armstead was 2 inches off of grabbing his little butt, and he throws that touchdown at that last split second, and we lose. Yeah. We had that game. We lose to the Hawks in the clink again. Those games, Anyway. That's what I mean. So, as I said, Green Bay would take Raheem Mostert. So anyway.
Yeah, because Green Bay are so tired of us whooping on them all the time. Yeah. So.
Well, Jamal, let's go get some. I'm gonna give you some feedback on those articles because I like what you do, and let me talk to you Sunday if you get a chance.
And I will be back Sunday, brother.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
All right, good night. Good night, faithful. Love y'all.
That's him. He's a cool
boy. Bye-bye.
All right, fam. Hey, Clarence, I see you. Clarence, do you think the Niners would trade for Adams to keep him off of the Seahawks? Strategic, those are the kind of things, you don't see that as much as you see it in the NBA. The NFL doesn't do that very often. Could be. You pick up a player to keep your opponent from getting them. It's not a bad idea if you can afford it. MGM, Clarence, thanks for that contribution. I really don't know because the Hawks, they seem to have endless money too. It's kind of crazy.
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo?
Hey, MGM, man, we're sitting around here trying to figure out should Mostert be paid or not, right? And I came into this thing feeling bad for him because, he did a great job last year and he's getting paid special teams money. And I thought, man, well, maybe he should get at least some guaranteed money. He doesn't have any guaranteed money. He's going to come back next year having carried us through the playoffs. except for the Super Bowl. Well, that was Kyle's play calling, but still. What do you think?
There's a point there that he's not, getting guaranteed money, but I think his agents just take advantage of the, Debo going down, because we're probably going to have to lean more on the run game.
No, you still got a lot of running backs on that team, but still.
Yeah, but, he's probably looking at, because Kittle's in line to get paid, and then Trent. So the money's going to dry up real fast,
real fast.
So
Fred Warner's got, Fred. We picked up Fred Warner in 2018 or 17? 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we picked up Ruben in 17, and we said, "Oh my God, what we gonna do for linebacker spot now?" Fred Warner, Brigham Young. What? What Brigham Young?
Right.
Now look at Fred Warner. Fred plays better than Ruben could ever play. Ruben's a hammer, but Fred is a technician out there. So, we come out smelling like a rose because the front office is so good at picking up players. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, you got a point there, but exactly. We can always draft, right? Somebody. I believe. Who was he before he came? Honestly, to the Niners. Really,
I know, right?
Around the league, right? And now he, his
Mr.
value is only going to go up. His value is only going to go up. The longer he stays in the system, and then he can test the market and get his money, right?
Yeah. You're right. If it would behoove him to stay with Kyle Shanahan because this offense works for him. And if you really want to get traded that bad to get the big payday, stay with Kyle another year, do another job, and the 49ers may even pay you. It's not completely out of the question.
Yeah. If, because it doesn't make sense for us, I think the agent, like I said, is just taking advantage of the situation we're in, with the injuries and whatnot, and the salary cap. But
also, he thinks we need Mostert more than Mostert needs us. Well, see, that's just not the way he should be thinking.
Right, and Devontae Freeman's still out there, I believe. He's a free agent. What about a reunion? Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman were the best
reuniting
dual threat backs in the league. Back in Atlanta that year. So, maybe he'll Kyle, that can come to some kind of agreement where it's not, he's only 28 years old, I believe, as well. So he's not like he's like Frank Gore's age. So. I know he's injury prone, but that's an option.
But MGM, you just hit upon something. I wonder how many Kyle Shanahan running backs are available. Devontae Freeman, he is still out there, isn't he? You know what though, Devontae's going to want some money though. And we don't pay a whole lot of money for running backs because we got too good of an offensive line. Kyle Shanahan's going to show you how to do it. You ain't got to do nothing but just do what you naturally do. Speed is what works in Kyle Shanahan's system, though, as far as a running back goes. You notice that? Matty B could have done a lot better if he could stop getting hurt. Mostert has Matty B-like speed. He didn't get hurt, so he did a great job. You look at a guy like Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson is a sudden strike player. But again, the 49ers know how to pick up running backs, right? And see, 1, 2, 3. And Jerick McKinnon, whom I can't wait to see what he looks like with Kyle. So, we're not going to be dead if Mostert doesn't play. And his agent needs to stop acting like, you guys need Mostert to get back to the Super Bowl. No, maybe not. You're overstepping. Listen, you're overranking your buddy. Your boy, man. I'm telling you. We'll get there. So, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely overstepping. Jet McKinnon, he's a question mark, but obviously, because of the back-to-back years.
But with Shanahan's system,
Wilson's functional. Yeah.
With Shanahan's system, though, I got a feeling McKinnon's going to be, if he doesn't get hurt, I got a feeling this might be a Mostert situation. This may be tailor-made for McKinnon. And with his speed and quickness, he could be doing a number this year.
Right.
We'll see.
I hope. But, I mean, back-to-back years with injuries, I don't think Shanahan's going to just implement them right away.
I hope
probably hear it, right?
It was,
just give him.
It was the same. It was a lingering injury, though. McKinnon's never been hurt until he came to us. I mean, he got ouchies and was out for maybe a week or something, but nothing serious.
Yeah, bad luck, I guess. But
I
don't know. I think we got a couple undrafted guys. I
know everybody wants to see them too.
Right. So who
we'll
knows?
find out in a few weeks. Because we ain't got no preseason. We got 2 games, MGM. 2. That's
games,
it.
Right.
Oh,
2 games. Yep.
MGM, we just ran out of time. Hey, we got time Sunday. Let me get on back in here, man. Let's talk some more. I think it's gonna be an Adams Sunday. We'll see what happens between now and then. Seems like the 49ers have checked into it by rumor says anyway. All right.
Hey, who knows? But yeah, you have a good night, Ronbo. See you Sunday.
All right. See you later, MGM. Have a good night, fam. Let's see, because I have a lot of arguments I have against having Jamal Adams. We already talked about it a little bit here and there, and I just have a problem with uprooting with what's working. If we were getting killed at the safety, if Kowalski, if you're going to pay Jamal Adams that much money, and he is going to be an expensive ticket, you may as well keep Kowalski T and pay him and save a little money, and the 49ers are going to keep on going. As long as that frontline defense is there, that secondary is never going to have any problems. I mean, what did we say at the beginning of the season last year? Well, that defense, if we could at least be a top 5 defense or a top 10. You know what? And what we were worried about? Like everybody else says, well, the 49ers frontline defense, it looks like a pretty formidable defense, and they probably should do a good job this year. The only question in the 49ers the chink in the armor could be that secondary. I kept getting into arguments on Twitter. At one point, I felt like maybe I could be wrong. I says, man, and remember, I thought we'd have Richard Sherman, and I thought we had a Pro Bowler on one side and Jason Verrett on the other. I said, I don't know, man. If I got Jason Verrett and I got Richard Sherman on the opposite side of the field, it doesn't matter who's playing safety. I already got who's going to beat that up. So, Verrett can't beat out Akello. Uh-oh. And then I find out Verrett was there because if he could beat out anybody, if he did a good job, it was Sherm who was going to be the man out. So it's going to be Verrett and Spoon. But we still lived happily ever after because the fact of the matter is the defensive secondary came out one of the best what am I saying? It was the best in the league they were second only to, of course, the New England Patriots. You know what's really crazy about that? The Patriots' frontline rush is not as talented as the 49ers front. So those guys really did earn that spot. But then again, look what conference they play in. People got to remember one thing. When the Patriots have these high-ranking numbers, they're in the AFC North. There's nobody up there. There is now, but there wasn't for years. Brady got away, and I wish Patriot fans would come in and start with me now, because I get in arguments with them and go on for days. I wake up in the middle of the night to get up and see if somebody says something back to me. Patriots, man, you guys don't understand, man. Tom Brady was like the best in the playoffs. He was the best this. He was the best that. Man, do you know if Joe Montana played in the AFC North, AFC East, I'm sorry. Do you know if Joe Montana played in the same division against the same competition as Tom Brady, the numbers that him and Rice and everybody else would have piled up in nobody's lifetime, even your children's children, would ever surpass that record. Montana would have ate that division up, spit him out, it would have been just disgusting how bad those records would have been. And you think he would have went? See, I get mad about that. I love Tom Brady though. He's a Bay Area boy, but he is not Joe Montana. Okay, let me stop. Anyway, fam, I'll see you Sunday. Think about Jamal Adams and let's discuss him Sunday. Have a great night, fam. Hit that like, before you go. A Niner!